Let's get started.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live. Yo,
Let's get down to business.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
All right.
for the underground world, every street and borough.
You may learn something.
You are now listening to the Joe Rogan Experience with Chico, Simon, Kamar, and your host, Matt Floyd.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. My name is Matt Floyd, joined as always by Kamar
Welcome to the party.
and Simon.
Good afternoon.
What we do here is very simple. The three of us have listened to every episode of the Joe Rogan Experience this week. We're going to rate each episode as well as the week on a scale of 1 to 5 Jamie Vernons. We're then going to talk about each guest, the talking points, give our opinions, this, that, and the next. But first, Kamar, do we have any new patrons?
Yeah, we do. But before that, I just want to apologize to the Patreons, you guys, everyone, for my conduct in the last post show. That was just
Shut up.
What happened in the
unacceptable.
Nothing. Pat Murray wrote in and was like,
What
be
happened
better,
in the
Kamar.
last-
I've got to do better.
No, just his reading.
last-
the
I don't think it's just during the post show. I think it's right across
Whoa,
the board.
whoa.
Do
Shots fired.
fucking better.
I'm sorry. It's not. I want to apologize to my family, my friends, everyone.
To us, most importantly.
No, most importantly is the Patreons. Then you guys. I will try to do better. I'm also sort of mocking the Corey Perry. Yeah, this week we have the Patreons. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. You get the post, Joe, after every show. This week, a big shout out to Camille Kingsbury.
What up, Camille?
I like that name. Seems regal. And all the Patreons, get on it. December.
Hold on.
donate.
Someone edited their pledge to like an
Donate
obscene
December.
amount of money.
Did they?
Yeah. Now, it might have been in euros or pounds, but either way, the number was big.
Pesos.
Well, whatever it was.
Gilders.
Holy cow. Mark Dixon, come on down.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
That
What
deserves
up,
a
Mark?
big shout out. Mark, my man. My man, Mark.
That's very generous.
We're going to call you Dix because we're so close.
That's not how you.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what
Donate
we're
to
talking about. Kamar, how was your week?
I just want to, first off, if there's any members of the Milwaukee Bucks that listen to this podcast, go fuck yourself.
Oh, you're betting basketball. You're betting basketball, clearly.
That was a piss poor performance.
Well-
I guess Chicago Bulls learn how to play defense.
Well,
You're
we're
supposed
on
to be
it. The
contenders.
entire Raptors team can also go fuck themselves.
I worked a bunch this week, and I worked this event that it was called the State of Relations between Canada and the USA, and it was one of the swankiest events I've ever worked. Like, a lot of money was spent on this event. Very expensive wine. They brought in special lighting, and the ambassador for the United States was there. Ambassador for
Sorry.
Canada was there. Joe Clark was there.
Former Prime Minister.
For a minute.
Yeah.
And they had this big round table and these discussions, like almost like it was CNN. But two things: Paul Ryan was there. Paul Ryan. He ran as vice president with Mitt Romney, Speaker of the House, and
He was very unlikable, if I remember correctly.
this is what I'm telling you. These things they say about politicians or actors, whatever, I walked past him. I was just pouring coffee, and the smile he gave me, I was like, whatever you need, sir. Like, do you know what I mean?
Am I going to suck this dick?
Instant charisma. It was just something to behold. I guess because I've seen him so many times on TV, felt like a movie star. But then at the end of the event, they're like, one more time, we want to thank our sponsors. Because at the beginning we were told you got to serve the VIP section first. The sponsors with the VIP section, it was Lockheed Martin, MasterCard, Amazon, Meta. It's the lobbyists, the thing you hear about, but it's just, I mean, it's I guess that's how it works. So it was very interesting to see that. I guess that's not it. It felt all week, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this. And the dead stares. Have you met everyone that just has charisma? I didn't even meet the guy. It's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, where you meet someone and they just have that, like, yeah.
all the girls were swooning. It was something else.
All the girls were swooning over Mitt Romney's running partner.
Easy on the eyes, man.
He's easy on the eyes, man.
Full head of hair.
Oh, that's important. Simon, how was
Did
your?
you suck his dick? Like, what's the moral of this story?
I think he's just
She
saying.
said this was an event,
it was
and
all
you like who
sponsored
pays
by
for it?
lobbyists.
And it was all lobbyists. And then you see them get up and they all talk and hobnob. At one point, the MC was joking about how their visa's running out. And when Paul Ryan was on, he's like, "Give me a call. We'll work on that." Now, I don't know if it was just a joke or if it's.
What hilarious political humor.
It's not. I didn't tell this to be funny.
Yeah, just because he's Ottawa's funniest person
Interest.
doesn't mean he can't tell a
I gotta
serious
take
story.
Some
Yeah.
jokes off.
Jesus, Simon.
Sorry.
And also, I was going to bring this to the post show, but we forgot to mention last year we totally got duped by Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. Totally duped.
And no, I'd said it was all. We even said that.
We must be, but we got duped. Is that crass?
Yeah, that's super
Are we
crass.
disappointed with him?
Yeah.
We are. Okay. We
Yeah.
are you?
I mean, I knew it was to sell something.
So you're
Snoop
like,
Dogg is
do what you
weed
gotta
is
do.
his thing.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was for what? Like a betting thing?
smokeless
or Yeah, a
fireplace.
smokeless fireplace.
Which is even weirder.
I'm not smoking anymore.
Oh, that was my week.
Simon, how was your week?
My week was fine, Matt. Thanks. I don't really have a lot to report. Oh, I'm sure, I'm going to ruin his post, Joe, if I talk about it. But that's what I found most interesting of the week was that whole Connor Bedard,
Oh, Corey
Corey
Perry,
Perry
fucking his mom.
Connor's
Well,
mom. Like,
yeah,
best
so-
story of all time.
So you think it's true?
Well, here's the thing. I've been doing a little research into the whole thing, and he got dismissed for untoward comments he made towards a female employee and a sponsor.
Okay.
They immediately let him go.
Okay.
Immediately. No meeting, no nothing. Just sever ties completely. We're putting him on waivers. If nobody picks him up, we don't give a fuck. Like, that's a big salary. You know what I mean? I think 100% he fucked Bedard's mom. He was living with Bedard. They brought him in to be like the role model for him. They were like living in the same like building complex. Bedard's mom is pretty fucking hot. They're probably right around the same age. Like Corey Perry is like 36 or 37 years old. Bedard's mom has got to be like even younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say because the hockey is the worst of all sports in like cover up or whatever.
It's so funny you were gonna, because I was thinking like there are always so many weird rumors in hockey about like this guy fucking this guy's wife and this guy doing that, and I was like, why is that in hockey and not in other sports? My theory is that hockey players are more tight-knit groups. They last longer with their teams, whereas in football and basketball, there's such a high turnover rate. Also, a lot of hockey players live in their cities that they play for. I'm not sure if that's true at all. I'm just hypothesizing here. So everybody is like around each other more, not leaving necessarily in the off season or whatever. I don't know why.
I remember when Martin Brodeur left his wife for her sister.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that's,
It's gonna make Christmas
Yeah.
awkward.
that's just personal. What about like, didn't like Spezza fuck Hossa or Heatley's wife or vice versa? There's been like a bunch of,
There's been millions of
a
them.
lot of rumors. What happened to me is I saw it on X or Twitter.
No, not or Twitter. You saw it on
Didn't
I don't know if I
Twitter.
just did that. I saw Corey Weaver put on waivers.
Corey Waver.
Corey Perry put on waivers.
Corey Waivers put on waivers.
And I couldn't find anything about it.
Yeah.
And then I went to an article 2 weeks and it was like, no, Corey Perry did not have sex with Connor Bedard's mom. And I was like, okay, so he did. Like, it just,
But everybody's had to come out and like Connor's mom has had to make statements. Connor Bedard has all revolving not around Corey Perry and what he did in this incident, but the fact that he may or may not have fucked his mom.
and the thing is, normally with substance abuse, because that's what he's saying, I guess he got wasted and did something. Usually they'll like support you.
the NHLPA usually steps in. The team usually sends you to rehab and then brings you back. Like, I need to know what this guy did. If it wasn't fucking Connor Bedard's mom, which I would put my money on,
Oh, it's definitely
I
fucking his
need
mom.
to know what egregious act did he do towards a member of that? Like, it was just of the staff. It
You
wasn't.
deserve to know.
We
Yes.
all deserve to know, Kamar.
Because Chicago also had that thing where the video replay coach or something.
First of all, Corey Perry beat us for the Stanley Cup, so he can go
Yeah,
fuck
he can
himself
fuck himself
all day
Sorry,
and into
what
the
were
night.
you saying though?
I'd love to have him on the team. Yeah, if we pick him up, there was something about a guy made a hockey player suck his dick or something. It was a year
Made
ago.
a hockey player suck his
That
dick.
sounds like the Rick and Morty show.
No,
Yeah,
just-
I think
might
you're
have been that.
confused.
I'm confused. I'm confused. Obviously, I'm not getting better. But just Chicago as an organization. But yeah, hockey's trash.
Doesn't
man.
it seem though that more shit happens in hockey?
No, they don't handle the situations well, like the sexual assaults and the.
Well, we know that
junior
shit, but
hockey
neither
and
does
everything.
basketball, neither does football. The video comes out of the guy fucking beating his girlfriend in the elevator. Like,
Ray Rice. I feel like it comes out in other sports. Maybe they're all just hush hush.
Yeah, I think the NHL is more of like a, like you were talking about. I think the whole league is tight knit.
Fraternity.
It's all a boys' club. Yeah, like the NFL is. It's also
16 games. It's not enough to formulate like. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
no. I was just gonna say the NFL though is like it's so big compared to the NHL as well. Like at the size of the league that I don't think many people
What
care.
do you mean the
It's under,
size
you mean
of
it's
the
under
league?
less of a microscope than
They have 30
base-
teams.
I just mean the value of each
Oh,
team.
the value.
If you think about it in,
The
in
league
those
and the
terms,
league, yeah, there's a value.
Because basketball, like there are hardly any players on the team, really.
yeah, there's none.
There's
12.
12, 14 guys maybe.
Yep.
On a hockey team, there's like 24. So right away. But football.
Football's got a huge.
I know,
huge
but
roster.
football is like so different because it's only 16. They're only together really for like what? A couple of months a year?
Well, 6 months, assuming you go into the playoffs.
6 months. What are you talking about?
September,
to February.
October, November, December.
December. Super Bowl's in fucking end of December. isn't it?
February.
It's in February.
February.
I know, but once the playoffs come, like there are so few games. There are so
All the
I'm
teams that
just
are not in the
saying, though, if
playoffs
you're-
aren't together
this
anymore.
is what I mean. Like it's just such a short time compared to the other leagues, compared to baseball, basketball, hockey, all of them. It's
Why does hockey seem so trashy? Or they're all trash. I'm sure this happens in soccer.
Oh, here's the other reason, Simon. It tends to be in the NFL and NBA. It's all like, killing someone with your car or drunk driving or things that end up on a body cam. A lot of the NHL stuff is like behind closed doors, weird sexual shit.
yeah. I mean,
And that stuff tends to not get, I don't know.
I assume like the same type of thing. The NHL got in trouble for like the rape thing that
Yeah.
happened, that the juniors or whatever
Yeah.
it was. And then that whole thing with Rape Batherson and that whole thing. Drake Batherson.
Yeah.
But the like other high school football programs, everybody runs into they all have scandals. Do you know what I mean? There's tons of we just don't hear about them probably because there are so many teams in the United States.
This
on
would have been
every
great.
level.
He's hilarious. He intentionally buries the lead too. He's like, this would be great post, Joe, but I'm just gonna fucking use it for my week right
It was
now.
my week. I didn't have
You're
a
a
lot
piece of
going
shit.
on. Yeah,
Go fuck
thanks, man.
yourself.
No-
GFY.
No problem. Listen, you would have just fucked it up anyways.
Probably. Also, we had that scandal with Carlson's wife was texting
Yeah,
somebody or something.
yeah. That was a great one.
But the impact that it fucked our team. Like they
had to
could've
blow
stayed.
up the team because of it. Well, same thing is going to happen in Chicago. Like that guy was a big piece of their puzzle. They brought him and Foligno in to be like the old guys on the team, which is so crazy to say.
we're
Foligno,
old.
who
I
used
remember
to
when
be
he was
the
a rookie.
young gun on our team. Like, fuck. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I pity anybody who has to
I pity the fool.
listen to Joe Rogan for fun. Because that show sucks. It blows, man. He has no idea how to like balance out guests. Like, who's coming up. Fucking set your weeks with some meat and potatoes and then the frills. And every week you get some meat and potatoes and some frills. Not just fucking frills and frills and frills. And then every like 6th week you get just all mashed potatoes,
Okay, you're gonna get to do that in your rating. So Kamar, my week, I
your week, man?
called Simon because this was just fucking insane. I think this is an important part of the story. That's why I'm going to start with this. I was sitting on the toilet and I get a phone call from like a weird California. And I only know California because on my iPhone it said like,
I'm sorry, just why is that an important part of the story?
because if I'm not on the toilet, I probably don't answer.
Okay, gotcha. You
That's-
were bored.
Yeah. Phone rings. Like I said, it's like Simi Valley, California. I don't know why, Kamar, but I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll answer it. Also because I've been dealing with some shit for the podcast where I thought I might be getting a call from the States. So I answer. And the person on the other line goes, I say hello. He goes, who's this? And I was like, all right, this is a terrible way to start a fucking phone call. And I go, who's this? He goes, is this Joe Rogan? And I said, it certainly is not. He said, this isn't Joe Rogan. And I went, no, it's not Joe Rogan. And he was like, oh, well, I was looking for Joe Rogan. And I said, well, I have a podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience. And he said, oh, so you work for Joe? And I said, no, I do not work for Joe. He said, are you associated with Joe? I said, no. And then finally I said,
Who are you?
well, no, well, this is it. So I'm like, I said, what was it you were trying to get in contact with Mr. Rogan for? And he said, I'm not kidding you. He goes, I wanted to give him a piece of my mind for that David Grush episode. And so I have to mute the phone because I'm like, I'm laughing so fucking hard. I'm like, now I have to engage this person. Like I need to.
You have to record.
Well, no, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Dude, I start talking to this guy. He's a pastor. Don't know what state, although the phone call was from California. Tells me he's like, I am an astrophysicist. I went to MIT and Stanford and
David
Berkeley.
Grush was the guy who
The whistleblower.
Okay,
yeah. He's like, it's impossible for there to be life outside of this planet. I know this as a pastor and an astrophysicist. Later on in the conversation, not like 15 minutes later, because I'm really starting to push this guy. I'm pressing him. I was like, well, you're smarter than me. You know, you went to MIT. And he goes, I didn't go to MIT. I could have gone to MIT. I just read a lot of books on astrophysics. So I'm like, what the
That's
fuck?
what he has as a diploma above his desk.
I could have gone to MIT.
You were smart enough to go to MIT, signed Professor Dipshit.
Kamar, this guy talked my ear off for 1 hour and 4 minutes. He told me he's written letters. He's like, do you know how many people I've tried to get on the phone? And I was like, the fact that he had talked to me for 1 hour and 4 minutes, I was like, I can only assume
How did you do that?
because it was
Why did he do
was-
that?
it was-
That's the better question.
it was hilarious.
Okay.
Like Kamar, it was like, imagine if you were a documentarian, although I'm not, and like a random QAnon person just called your phone and wanted to go off for an hour about all the woes of the world, pedophilia. He was, dude, the funniest too is he's like I was like, so you're a Republican? He's like, I am, but I think the Republicans are fucked. Too many Catholics. And I said, aren't you a pastor? He goes, yeah, I'm Christian. There's a big difference. And I was, dude, this guy was so, like, it's weird because he was very polite, like oddly polite, but was just fucking crazy as fuck.
The best is that he opens the conversation with, who is this?
Yeah.
And then says, I'm looking for Joe Rogan, which means that he was going to say to Joe Rogan, who is this?
Yeah. Kamar, what's crazy is I go, sir, I said, I got to stop you for a minute. How did you get my phone number?
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
And he went, I got it from a friend, but I'm really not at liberty to say.
What?
And I was like, dude, this is fucking weird. Because I thought about it, Kamar. I was like, there's only one single company we deal with for this podcast that has my phone number.
In California.
No, I don't know where the fuck they're based out of, but it doesn't matter. They should not be giving my
I got
number
it
out.
from a friend. That was definitely Advertised Cast just fucking with you.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, 100%.
Were you tempted to FaceTime with him?
So, Kamar, this is the thing.
And didn't record any of it.
5 minutes in,
I don't believe this happened.
Kamar, 5 minutes in, I said to myself, I was like, Matt, go over to the Roadcaster and fucking hook this thing up. Then I remembered that there's certain states where if you record without their knowledge, it's a crime. So I was like, I don't know if I want to be fucking, I don't know if it was worth it.
You're not an outlaw.
The good news is I have his number. We can call him. We could like call him right now and just see what he's up to.
Maybe we'll do that for the post, Joe.
That
I
might
don't
be
think we should
fun.
do that right now.
That might be fun. No, we're not doing it right now. Anyway, that was
Do you know how to wire the whole thing in? And we can do it like
Yep,
this.
100%.
Well, oh, we got it.
Yeah, 100%.
We got it. But it's it'll be like noon where he is. He'll
Yeah.
probably be at church though.
Oh, that's right. It's Sunday. Well, by the post, Joe, it'll be like 3. Probably wrapping up last sermon. Kamar, let's rate the week or go over the guest list of this terrible week.
Yeah, it was a very interesting week assignment. I don't know. It
wasn't interesting.
Did he say that on air?
What?
His rant? His
Yeah.
diatribe?
Yeah.
I guess we'll get in the shows. 2069 started off with Dr. Sean Baker. At first glance, I thought it was Mike Baker. And I was like, what are we doing here? So that was actually a relief. Followed by 2070, Evan Hafer, Special Forces veteran, founder of CEO, BlackRock Royal Coffee. And then we finish off
He
the week.
speaks in cursive. Like it's supposed to be classy, but he speaks in cursive.
We finish off the week with 2071, Kim Congdon and Sarah Weinshank from This Bitch podcast.
King Congdon?
Kim Condon.
King Kong. Don. Yeah.
Yeah, terrible week.
I'll give it a 1.
Yeah.
Positive
I'm
is
gonna match
gone. It lasted for like 6 weeks.
I'll give it a 0.75.
Wow.
This was a shit week on a shit show.
Wow. That's a bit harsh.
That's a bit much.
I just
Is
thought
it?
it was. Yeah.
Is it, Kamar?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
1,000%.
As we've said,
if I didn't do this, I would have given up on Joe a year ago at least.
Yeah, but you'd hear someone come up and you'd go check
And I'd
it
be
out.
like, nah, I don't listen to that show.
Yeah. Well,
We have a disgruntled employee here. It would appear.
I am.
It would
I-
appear we have a
it's
I
more of a
am-
disgruntled fan.
I am disgruntled. We're not employees because we do not get paid by Joe Rogan. But I'm upset, man. Like everybody gives Joe this big pass. Maybe you should spend less fucking attention to the mothership and more attention to how fucking much his podcast blows.
I wonder. I mean, that's sort of.
And I'm sorry, there are good guests out there. I hear them on my other shows. Either Joe gets them a year later or just doesn't bother at all because he's too busy having fucking Sean Baker back on.
Dr. Sean Baker.
By the way, I was at a birthday party last night, and a friend of mine, a friend of ours, was like,
Yours?
a friend of ours.
Ours? Couldn't be that close a friend because we weren't at the birthday party.
It wasn't. He was there for
Oh,
the
I
party.
see. Gotcha.
Men shouldn't have birthday parties.
Yeah. It was his 40th, so whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And a woman organized it in his defense. Anyway, point being, he was like, you know who my favorite guest on Joe Rogan is? And I was like, oh, dude, please tell me. And this lesbian looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, Mike Baker.
Shut the front door.
I swear to God.
You're calling a man a lesbian?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Tattoo artist. Looks like Megan Rapaport.
Megan Rapaport. I don't know who that is.
You don't know the
Megan
fucking
Rapaport.
female soccer
But Mike
player?
Baker is their favorite guest, and
Yeah.
and they were like, he's just got his finger on the pulse, or
Dude, I
was
asked
it? It
him.
was an ironic.
Oh, Rapinoe.
You
That's
asked
her name.
them.
Okay.
Soccer player.
And I
You said
know
tennis.
this person?
Yeah, we have a male friend that looks like her. He does tattoos. How many tattoo artist friends do you
Just
have, you
one.
dipshit? Yeah, and that's him.
That's who you think
Yeah.
looks like Megan Rapaport?
He's like
Yeah.
he
It
weighs
was
twice
his
as much
birthday?
of her.
No, it was not. Oh my God, you are the fucking
haircut,
worst. Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, that's why you don't open up on this.
Fucking guy.
Anyways, yeah, terrible week. Have we started
No,
yet?
let's fire it up.
Okay, let's just fucking,
Nightmare.
Let's just get through this shit because. Okay, and yo, listen, you might have 500 notes. Okay, doesn't mean everyone has to be addressed. On the fly, you have to be able to like decide what is going to be good conversation and what is not. That is your job as the point man, Kamar. This is what I'm saying. Do better. See, Matt is agreeing with me.
I mean, there are a few that could be left on the cutting room floor. Like, there's sometimes where you're like,
Sometimes he just
there's
reads them out really quick so he can say them.
well, sometimes you'll just be like this. Joe really likes snakes.
Discuss.
And then you'll just kind of look at Simon and I like, you guys got this.
But you guys can just veto anything.
Oh, I do. Almost everything.
Because I bring
And
it
it's
up.
getting old. I'm telling you. People don't like it. They don't like me hearing me say, move on, Kamar. Forget that, Kamar. This is stupid, Kamar. You're gay, Kamar.
I will try to do better, but it's like being,
Don't try, do.
but being self-conscious. It's like trying to change your swing in the middle of a round. It's just going to cause more harm.
I like how he pointed at me too, because I can count. No, I can't. There are too many times where I tried to change my swing
Mid-round.
mid-round. Like, oh shit, I just figured something
Oh,
out.
I'm slicing.
That was the story of my golf career. I swear to God, every Monday I'd come and I'd be like, yo, I figured this out. Because I'd go to the range and it would feel great. And then you get to real life and it's just like.
Were you only
fall
golfing
apart
once a week?
Some years I was golfing like 4 times a week.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, if you're only golfing once a week, isn't that tough? To like go back, like
That's
if-
still a lot of golf. Once a week.
no, but here, what I meant is this: if you figure something out on the last 3
Yes,
holes,
it's very hard. Yeah.
right? Like it's tough to carry that forward to next Monday. That's
Oh
all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. And also you'll get out there and hit a shot and it'll be so clean and you're like, "Oh my God, that's it." And you don't even remember what you did to make that happen, let alone next week remembering what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did to make that happen. That was like
Pardon
a
me.
second ago.
Like good golfers, I think they play like 2 rounds a day.
But yeah, yeah, of course.
5 days a week. Maybe
Bad
more.
golfers
Oh,
play
and then
that.
they
Plus-
train
plus
every day,
training.
whatever.
All right, fired up. Who do you want to start with? Dr. Sean Baker.
Yeah.
Dr. Sean Baker,
We'll just do it in order.
2069.
Fucking do it myself.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's what I should have done. Just pulled his notes away.
Was it you guys? Someone was telling me about like putting warnings on food, like cigarettes,
Yeah.
anything else, and I said, well, that'll just make food more expensive. That was my pushback against it. But
No, because I'm pretty sure if you go to California, I'm pretty sure everything has a sticker on it that says
Yeah, this may cause
this may cause cancer.
Yeah,
like
even the
all the
mugs we used
foods
to have to sell
I'm
would
ta-
have these weird
Yeah, yeah.
stickers on them.
So I think, and I don't know that things. I mean, again, I've never lived in California. I've been there once for a couple days, so I can't sit here and say are things more expensive in California. Maybe they are, but I don't think it's because of the. I don't know.
it feels like adding a step. But so you guys think that's a good idea?
Well, no, because like what I'm kind of pointing out is that in California, if everything has a sticker that says this may cause cancer, you're just going to keep.
It just you don't notice it anymore.
But if every time you went to buy, like, let's say a chocolate bar and there was like a picture like on the cigarettes of some big fat person who can't roll out of bed, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that, I think that's good that they do that on cigarettes. It doesn't work per se, but it may work on someone, you know? So I'm with Kamar. Put it on everything.
Well, because Dr. Sean Baker was talking about how the sugar companies or whatever on the other end are invested in companies that pay for the drugs, like Ozempic or whatever, and so it's like the double dip, and they just want to keep us in this. This is his sales point for why you got to go natural carnivore, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sounds about right. If you have to make record profits every year, year upon year, you're going to have to get creative with that shit. Not every year is like, trust me, I've been in business. Not every year
Yeah, just a
is
banner year
winner
every year. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true that like after COVID, so they make record sales, whatever, make up a number. Year 2020, they make $400 billion. Does that mean that the next year they have to make $410 billion? Or do they go to their board and say, yo, you know, like, I don't think it's just like,
Well, technically, Simon, they'd have to make.
there's still people involved. You still have conversations. It's not just, oh, we did 410. Now we got, you know,
It'd be 490.
whatever.
I'm just saying, if it's 15%, it's 490. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Okay.
Sorry, 460.
490,
Terrible math,
460,
460.
700.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? Like,
Yes, they do have to do that, though. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Not after like a COVID year. I get year upon year you want to see growth. But if you have 1 year where you're selling life jackets and there happens to be like a
Two
massive
Titanics.
flood and everybody has to get life jackets, the next year you're probably not going to do as well, right? When there's no rain, like that's a
Well,
no-brainer.
is
I
that
actually
when companies lay off people?
But no, wouldn't you, Simon, wouldn't you just double down? Wouldn't you then, as that company, the next year be like, what if another flood happens? Don't you want to be prepared? Buy life jackets for the whole
I mean,
family.
maybe, but like, let's take skiing as an example. Okay, you're a guy who sells skis.
Yeah.
1 year it snows in October. You have your best year ever. Everybody's buying skis by November, and you make a fortune. And the next year it doesn't snow until February. Like you don't have enough months to make up the difference.
Yeah, I get
you
what you're
know?
saying, yeah.
Anyways, we're getting stuck on something
But that's what the company would do.
stupid shit.
We're going to make less money, so we got to cut staff, so we still make money.
Or they just
money.
up the prices.
Sure. But so
Well, upping the prices is just
No,
as
no, no.
bad.
But cutting staff, like, look, if you're not making enough money, then you cut staff. That's there are only two things you can cut: rent and staff. And you can't cut your rent. Nobody's going to give you a break there. Like,
So success is bad for the workers because that's what everyone hides around, right? We can't get rid of this junk food industry because all the people it employs,
because where are you going to get your chocolate?
or your McDonald's. Junk food tricks the liver.
Oh my God. It's so this is the problem, okay? It's like I have to listen to it, and I do. I listen to him talk about livers and chocolates and whatever the fuck, and then we have to come back here and rehash the whole thing. It's horrible.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny that like 2 weeks ago, Grush comes in and Simon comes in, you know, a little chippier, it's fucking alien talk, yeah.
Finally.
This week just comes in angry.
I'm sorry. It's just, listen, when you get 3 episodes like this,
Yeah.
and he finishes it off with wine shanking King Kongdon, like,
There's an interesting twist in that one. I can't wait to reveal it to you. The sugar.
unless it's that Kim fuck Joe, I don't care.
It might even be more interesting. The sugar industry bribed doctors
Yeah.
to throw the scent on cholesterol.
Yeah.
Something to
Breaking news. Bam, bam, bam. I'm sorry. It's so boring.
What a prick.
I still to this day say Big Sugar is the biggest of the bigs. Maybe even bigger than Big Pharma. Because you just don't know anything about Big Sugar. At least you know what a CEO of Pfizer looks like, or Elon, you see him. There's faces to most of these big companies.
Right. Who's the sugar daddy, in air quotes?
That's a good question.
Still don't know.
You don't know.
They have
But
somebody
you know what?
romantic.
Who's the sugar daddy?
The whole sugar thing is like they put that triangle,
Yep. The food
the
pyramid.
food pyramid.
Yeah.
Notice how it's a pyramid, by the way. They always use pyramids.
Ba, 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 ba.
They put that into all the schools
Yeah.
in Canada and the USA,
Yeah.
like right across the board. Just that was what we were brought up to believe.
Yep.
Food propaganda.
100% food propaganda. In our lifetime, we saw it. It happened.
I agree.
It's just fucking crazy, man. Kamar and I were talking today. We're gonna fucking reroute this episode, Kamar. Watch how an expert does this. Kamar and I were talking today about how the American government just has been lying for years. They went to, like Joe talked about, they went to Vietnam on a fucking false flag. That's like one of the biggest wars you can remember since World War II, obviously.
Kissinger died. There was Cambodia too.
And then you look into World War II and you're just like, well, holy fuck, this is kind of the same thing. False flag, right? With Pearl Harbor. And then everything, just, everything that we think is true turns out 10 years later to be proven to be this op. So we were talking today about Nixon.
Yeah.
And how that's, not very long ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking, 30 years? No, more,
50
50 years.
years.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I get a little confused,
Yeah.
but whatever. 50 years ago, this guy was demonized for, I don't even really know. When somebody asks me, I'm just like, Whitewater or whatever, the Watergate, you know what I mean? Like,
Whitewater.
I don't know why. In retrospect, now that we know everything we know about how they operate, he was probably doing something that they didn't like. The military industrial complex or one of these things, and they fucking made him look bad throughout history. And now you go to your parents and you say Nixon, and they go, oh, what a crook. Why? Well, we don't know. That's just Watergate, exactly.
Tapping the phone.
Deep
Whitewater.
throat. Meanwhile, he was, as we talked about last week, was heavily involved with, maybe not, but he was into the alien stuff. He brought
He was into the alien
Jackie
stuff.
Gleason to apparently see a UFO or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe he wanted to do disclosure, and the fucking complex was just like, I don't
Not today,
think so,
buddy.
buddy. Oh, and Kamar made a really good point.
No.
I couldn't believe it either. He thought that the what are they called?
Watergate was the beginning.
No. The gardens there, the party in the garden.
Oh, the Bohemian
the
Grove.
Bohemian Grove were a bunch of gays.
Well, Nixon said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he
dismissed about
used the F word.
Yeah.
But I used the G word.
Bunch of gays.
But those gays are all the military-industrial complex.
The elite.
So you think the gay?
Nixon's a hero, like I think Trump's a
I
hero.
don't know. I just wouldn't be surprised if in 20 years we find out that Nixon wasn't. All of that was.
I'm just
He
picturing.
might have been a bad guy. I don't know. But that whole Watergate thing was just some cover for some shit he was trying to do that they didn't like.
I'm just picturing all the guys from Queer Eye, like, sir, we think we found the target, but there's a bunch of innocent people. Like, fuck them, just bomb them. We don't even give a shit. Just go, hit him with all the might we've got. I don't give a shit. Fuck this guy.
We want to bedazzle them.
We'll go in there.
Shock and awe.
We will rebuild that cave. Kamar, the funniest guy in Ottawa.
Can't
No.
even do a gay accent.
That was amazing how the professional took over there and showed me how it was done.
All right, move on.
Lots of cows in India.
Yeah, that's weird.
More cows than-
No, get killed.
More. I can't respond to that, man.
Slaughtered.
Slaughtered. Oh, I thought I said water.
No, cows in India get killed. I was under the assumption that all cows were safe in
All
India.
cows.
Like if you were a cow and you wanted to live out your life, you found a way to get to India. You hopped on a
Nirvana.
boat and you got to India.
But I guess some cows are sacred, and the cows that they slaughter are for.
I think the cows
Export.
in India, like that actually live in India, have permanent residence, are sacred. All the immigrant cows are not safe.
Oh wow.
I said the I word.
Oh, wow.
That's your favorite
Oh,
topic.
wow, that's horrible to think. But that means if there's lots of cows in India, there has to be Indian cowboys.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought
That
was,
is very smart.
That was cute.
Well, hold on a second. I thought you watched all those girls on horses. Were there no Indians?
the girls trotting on horses.
Yeah.
That's in South America.
Those aren't cowboys.
not
Though those
India.
are South America.
Yeah, those are Latino cowboys, of course. The beef, I feel like the beef industry might be fighting for its life, and that's why these podcasts are still coming.
How do you figure the beef industry is fighting for its life?
I don't know why I think that.
I feel like the beef industry is doing
It's
just
under
fine.
attack by vegetarians, animal rights activists, this sort of thing.
Okay, but do you, like, I don't know. I'd be interested to see the numbers because I doubt the meat industry has taken like a huge hit.
I remember there was a time where Katie Lang said something about being vegetarian, but she was from Alberta and the beef industry was pissed. And I think she'd apologize. Maybe it's not fighting for his life. I don't know why I wrote that down.
The only thing I could get when I put in Indian cowboy is this.
But because there's
He shows it to the camera. Get
Oh,
out of
here's
here.
one. No, they all seem to be shepherds, but that is interesting. Kamar made another really good point. If there are that many cows in India,
There has to be some
there
cowboys.
has to be cowboys.
Indian cowboys.
Yeah, but maybe they just
Well,
don't
that
dress like
fucked
American
me up
cowboys.
when I said Indian cowboys. They just started showing me Native American cowboys, and that guy in the green jumpsuit.
And did you guys know all that stuff about the Kellogg
No.
making bland
I think
cereal
Joe had mentioned
for
that before, but
Dude,
ward off masturbation?
that is the craziest shit I've ever heard. That's the guy who made the pyramid.
yeah,
The same dude who was telling you
trying to make everyone sterile.
to eat cornflakes so you don't masturbate is the same guy who decided what foods were safe for you to eat.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That is so crazy. That's like the chiropractor thing, but on steroids. You know, he got it through a seance,
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm not even sure is true.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking guy, anti-masturbation cereals.
I had no idea. And then in contrast,
But wait, they said other things about him. Did you mark down those notes?
nope.
Just the masturbation. Okay.
Well, he was a Puritan pastor or something. It's just way more than you're 2 balls deep in Kellogg's by the time you find it. I mean, I don't eat cereal per se anymore, but I used to eat Rice Krispies and
When I was a kid, I loved cereal, though.
sing the songs.
Loved cereal as a kid.
So he made that food pyramid that Simon says propaganda. And I think it was Brazil's food guidelines was to cook at home, don't eat processed food, eat with people you love.
Okay, just this is just the blurb about him on Wikipedia, but not Wikipedia because I don't use it, but same idea, okay? Alongside discouraging racial mixing, and he's not
a good place to start.
He's not talking about bran flakes and white milk, okay? Kellogg was in favor of sterilizing mentally defective persons, promoting a eugenics agenda while working on the Michigan Board of Health and helping to enact authorization to sterilize those deemed mentally defective into state laws during his tenure. So, like, the masturbation cereal is the least of this guy's problems.
And how is this just not...
When you look back at all the major owners of the companies that formed America, they're all fucking weirdos. First, half of them are Nazis.
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't be
not,
surprised if Kellogg's was a Nazi. That sounds like some serious fucking Nazi eugenic,
Doesn't sound good.
right?
Doesn't
So
sound
do you
good.
think that...
Ford. I'm sorry, Kumar. I was just going to give you a list of all the degenerate fucking Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Like, just go through them all.
Yeah.
And then we have modern day Elon. Sorry, go ahead, Kumar.
do you think the Kellogg's Corporation, I don't know if it is not owned by somebody bigger, but they are suppressing all the stuff about this Kellogg's guy? Just dissing themselves.
Well,
from it?
100%. They
'Cause
make their
normally-
money off selling sugar that kills you, sugar cereal that kills your children.
Just don't talk about us. We're healthy.
Tony the Tiger is a pedophile, 100%. Okay?
Who knew we were going to get here? He talked about, and I reminisce about this sometimes, where everybody watched the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that was better?
No.
Options, just more options.
Well,
more
you've been
fractured.
talking all the last 2 weeks about propaganda. If we're all watching the same thing, it's a lot easier to feed everyone propaganda.
That's exactly right, Kumar, is that he hit the nail on the head. If you have everybody watching the same thing, then everybody is easily malleable.
So that's okay. So that's a
It's
good
better
thing
that
we're more
that you
divided.
have everybody watching a million different things. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just harder to push a message to everyone.
They find a way.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying it's
just
harder.
makes it harder.
Yeah.
But now that's because the old days, Matt, you had people who actually had to plan out commercial playing. Now they just have algorithms who do it. It's not harder. It's 1,000% easier, and they just have way more outlets. You know what I'm saying? Because
probably true.
Because you would have some kids that were playing outside instead of watching MASH. Like
Yeah.
I hated MASH. When MASH was on, I was out doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm watching, whatever, Three Ring Circus. Well, my
true.
father is not me personally, but is watching MASH. You get it.
How do you guys think? How do I phrase it? Processed food is just like technology.
You're gonna have to keep going.
So we have technology, and then it gets better. Then there's bad parts about it, but obviously, processed food is just an extension of us progressing.
No, because
Or-
I didn't think I don't think it had to be that way.
Does technology have to be that way? It's just the way we go, like to preserve food. I mean, it started just in a survival way, and it obviously has got out of control that you could have Twinkies on a shelf for 20 years.
I mean, again, it probably started with the military, just trying to be able to keep rations and food for longer.
So technology is going to, if technology doesn't kill us, processed food is going to kill us. It really seems like an underlying tone that we have to go back to basics.
I mean,
Sorry. Okay.
No,
sorry,
just
go
real
ahead.
quick. It's interesting to hear Joe talk about processed food killing us all the time. Like our lifespan is, it's only gotten longer and longer. Like I know it's probably capped out now, but like,
Yeah, but we're also getting diseases we never got before, apparently.
I mean, apparently, but you and I don't know that for sure. We just know because we heard it on Joe.
I mean, maybe people were dying of cancer and they just thought it was something else. That, I guess, is the argument. Here's,
Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
no, it's fine. Go ahead. I got to check something.
No, I was just gonna say, but if everyone's dying of like fucking dysentery or like diarrhea or whatever the fuck, 100 years ago, and now, yeah, everyone's getting cancer, but it's by and large treatable. I don't know.
The one thing I never hear with people with cancer or anything is like when they come back from the doctor, they say, "So they told me I should eat this," or this sort of advice. It's just get on.
No,
this.
that's not true. People have to change their diets all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone I know that's had cancer, they've immediately gone to like a super
But
healthy.
they
Like,
did that through their research to do it.
No,
the
no,
doctor.
no. And just in general now, like the new leading, when you go to see like a psychiatrist or whatever,
yeah,
they do right away tell you to exercise. That's number one. And to change your diet is number two before they'll put you on any drug. I know this for a fact, by the way.
believe you, yeah.
Mediterranean diet right away they tell you to switch to, and exercise. That's the very first thing any competent doctor will tell you to do. Anyways, just back to Kellogg for a second, because this guy's insane, okay? As I was looking up things about him, they have the 10 craziest inventions, because he was an inventor, by Kellogg, okay? First one, number one, no particular order. The electric horse, okay? It was a saddle on a barrel attached to a series of like things to simulate a horse. His worry was that as technology increased, people were getting farther and farther away from their horses and were losing that bond as well as the exercise. Okay? So he invented the electronic horse. It actually ended up in the White House where Calvin Coolidge, former president, used it 3 times a day to stay in shape.
Oh my fuck.
Number two, the poop chair. This is the part Kamar forgot about, because remember, Kellogg was super big into enemas.
Yes, that's right.
This was a chair that dispensed enemas. It was the very first bidet, I guess, but not for cleaning your ass, for like cleaning your colon.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's insane. It was a multiple self-administered enemas were a regular part of his daily routine. To the end, he devised the vibratory chair, a seemingly ordinary dining room seat that can be activated violently to, oh no, it shakes you.
Shakes
to
the shit out of you.
Shake the shit
Interesting.
out of you.
Agitate
Very.
the feces out of you.
Number 3, Protos fake meat. He made the Beyond Burger before anybody else did. Isn't that interesting?
That must have been terrible back then.
Number 4, a passive exerciser. Light baths.
It's weird because this guy,
The belly puncher.
well, you know what's interesting is it
That
feels like
punches you in the stomach to get rid of the fat.
feels like Joe would kind of be half on board with this guy because he was clearly into physical fitness.
The vibrating dumbbell. In 1905, Kellogg patented a vibrating dumbbell that purportedly challenged muscles
shake weight.
by delivering a jiggling motion.
The shake weight.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. You don't remember that thing that looked like you were jerking a dick off? Yeah, come on.
Oh, and sorry, here's the enema machine. He invented the enema machine. Enema machine that pumped an astounding 25 gallons of liquid in and out of the body in 1 minute. What the fuck? Some lucky patients would then receive a yogurt flush, which consisted of shooting yogurt into the rectum to improve gut flora. See, that's
this guy
probably
was
not
into-
a bad idea, minus all the shooting things up your ass.
This guy was into, listen, all these puritanical people that are like, no one should fuck. This guy was probably into the weirdest fucking shit.
Oh my God, he invented peanut butter. This guy's amazing.
Like Simon, full 180 on
The
this guy.
enema machine and peanut butter?
Well, you know how you get to peanut butter. It's pretty simple.
Oh, that's
the steps that you pretty much
see.
get
I
there on
see.
your own, right?
He's like, this looks like it's
Yeah.
edible.
Wait a minute.
We can't waste what comes out of the enema. Have him eat peanuts.
Yeah. Let's see what happens
that's,
here.
That's brilliant.
Mar, what else you got?
Oh man, so you guys seem to think everyone gets food advice, but for some reason the hospital food is horrible. That just doesn't make sense, right?
Well, in the States, for what you're paying to be there, the hospital food should be incredible.
Maybe it's better there, but I'm just here.
Oh, here, hospital food is
It
absolutely
is,
fucking
which is
trash.
just if the hospital is to help health, they should have good food. By the time someone's 8, they've eaten more sugar than someone does in a lifetime, like 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Definitely influencing us. They talked about jiu-jitsu and teaching and stuff.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, and his one thing was about, I guess, in teaching, see one, do one, teach one. That's the best way to know something. And I think showing someone how to do something.
Pass.
Okay. helps you learn better to do it yourself.
You finished.
Life's about challenge yourself. Because if you have more energy, Joe says you'll have more success.
We fucking get it, man.
Mar, I'm surprised you haven't tried the carnivore diet.
I did. Then I left the barbecue cover off, and I've been locked out of the barbecue. I just like to cook steaks.
My body, I'm a big steak guy, but as I've gotten older, my body cannot process steak properly anymore. I eat it, and literally, I'm not even joking here, like 45 minutes max, I am shitting ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, but do you think if you did the carnivore diet for like a month, that might alleviate
Yeah, it
itself?
might settle
Oh yeah,
down.
maybe. Yeah, maybe it's because I don't eat it enough, and then it's
What I have to do, or what someone has to do, is you have to get that much meat. So
No,
you
I was
don't
thinking
wanna
about
get meat
doing
all
it in
the time.
January, like going 1 week,
meat.
just going to buy all the meat at like the beginning
I don't
of the
think
week.
1 week works because you go through like, it's going to take you a week to even get acclimated.
No, I
to
just
the-
meant like go get like 1 week, just go get a week's worth of meat, try
I
the
see.
thing, see how much it costs.
I
see
don't
all-
think meat is the problem because you can buy steaks in bulk.
Yeah.
I think it's just so fucking boring.
But I mean, according to these guys, it could be life changing for anyone. Just some way, because like the Dana White thing, that seems too extreme. The 86-hour fast where he just drinks water and bone broth.
Yeah, 3 days. Oof.
There are some days I don't even eat. I fast usually until like, let's say 6 or 7 o'clock. And if I like miss that window, I can just not eat.
Yeah, but 3 days. Is
No,
different.
3 days is crazy. Yeah.
But you
But
drink-
he's drinking bone broth and shit.
You drink water.
I drink Red Bull. Just all day.
main
got the
vein.
drip.
Yeah, this guy's fucking.
Give me some energy.
Simon is the food pyramid.
Yeah, I am. I'm the very
I'd love to see
tip top of the
Simon's food
moon.
pyramid. Red Bull at the top, half a steak at the bottom.
They talked about the fat actors. We all love the fat actors, the Farleys, the Belushis.
Dude, even Melissa McCarthy, hilarious.
I was thinking he was going to mention his friend
Do you
Kevin
like
James,
them
but I think he got in shape.
because they're fat?
It's
Yeah,
jolliness
Melissa
or
McCarthy
something.
becomes skinny and
Are
hot.
they funny because they're fat?
It's a jolliness about them. They're unthreatening.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
It's true because like a Ryan Reynolds, everyone like most
gonna
guys
kill my
low key are like fuck this guy.
And he's got a personality. Fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah, you want the really funny guy to be not attractive. That's key.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
If he's not fat, he ain't funny.
He may be the last. I mean, is there anyone you can think of right now in the
Well, Seth Rogen's still like unassuming enough,
the
right?
portly punster?
Yeah.
But who's the next, like, big fatty coming up who's going to.
I haven't seen anything.
Well, it's like Shane Gillis. If Shane Gillis gets a fucking six pack and is all of a sudden ripped,
He was the
going-
host.
yeah, I
he's
know,
going
I
to.
know he
no,
is, and I'm
sorry.
going to be bummed.
It's Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon,
Tim
yeah.
Dillon, Burt Kreischer.
Sure.
Tim Dillon doesn't
It's
care.
changed.
No, even Burt Kreischer is getting all fucking jacked out.
Stavros.
Stavros.
There it
There
is.
you go.
Now we're talking. Or the guy from.
Yeah, but he's still bald. So even if he went out and got ripped tomorrow,
It wouldn't matter.
still, yeah, he'd have to go to Turkey as well.
It's. What's his name there?
Rife. Like Matt Rife had like a bunch of plastic surgery apparently.
He did?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say the guy from You Might Be Trash. I mean,
Letterkenny, my friend K. Trevor Wilson.
yeah, the guy from You Are Garbage,
Yes, Foley.
Foley.
He's on the.
And
the
he's
outside.
got hair.
But he's a big boy.
He'd be a handsome man if he got skinny.
Yeah, we can't have that.
And talking about the big actors gets to you can't make movies anymore. And you guys both saw Superbad.
It's the JRE movie game. The time has come again. For Matt and Simon to rack their brains to guess the budget in the box office. We all know they won't guess the year, and the Patreons are the real winners here at the JRE movie game. Come on, take it away, baby.
It's the movie game where Matt and Simon go head to head to find out what year a movie came out, how much it cost to make, and how much it made at the box office. I don't believe Joe, but I mean I haven't seen a good comedy that pushes the envelope, for lack of a better word.
Listen, it all died when Bradley Cooper went to the Oscars and apologized for saying faggot in The Hangover. That was the end of it.
Possibly. Or it may be just at a certain age, you want that sort of comedy.
No, I always like laughing. Hasn't changed in 20 years.
And do you remember the last funny movie you saw? Tropic Thunder or Superbad?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like I've seen something funny recently.
There have been funny movies, I think.
Written by Seth Rogen,
The
Evan
Machine.
Goldberg, produced by Judd Apatow, Shauna Robertson, Superbad, starring Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, he really fell off, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Seth Rogen, and Bill Hader.
Do you have a year, Simon?
I'm all ready.
You're fully ready with everything?
Fully ready and done, Matt. That's how
Jesus.
professionals do.
Go fuck yourself. Okay, well, I'll give you my year. I said 07.
I also said 07.
Wow.
Is
It's
it
07.
07?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I don't know if this. I don't know if
What
that's
is
ever
going
happened.
on?
going on
What is
here?
going on? This never
Oh my God.
happened.
Oh my God!
Shit
oh my
is
God!
coming together.
It release date was August 13th, 2007 at the
Wow.
Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Wow. I don't know if this has ever happened, Simon.
Wow! Actually, that's what happens from now on. This will never happen again. But if you guys get the first the year correct, then we got to move to a month.
No. Simon, what do you have?
I said it cost $21 million to make and it grossed $178.
We're pretty close. I said 45 to make, and it made 220. Oh no.
Box office 20 million.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, box office.
No,
20
sorry.
million.
Budget 20 million.
Shut up.
I'm so sorry.
Box office.
170.8 million.
Shut the
No
fuck
way.
up.
I
Are you
swear to
serious?
God.
Oh, I killed
Stop
that.
it.
I
Simon,
killed
you gotta
that.
come clean.
I didn't know we were going to do fucking... I don't even know why you picked Superbad.
Wow, Simon, that's impressive.
That is insane.
Wow.
Did we end the game there?
That we
Wow.
never play again.
Wow.
Wow.
I need a plaque.
Wow.
Get this man a
I don't
trophy.
mean to type on your
What?
teeth.
Simon, when you're out this week, when you're out doing your
I'll find a trophy.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you knew where I was going. You knew where I was going.
Is that the end of the movie game?
Forever? Yeah, we're
Did
done.
we not know that it was the day that someone got all three
Yeah.
spot on?
That is crazy.
I don't even
that
know
is
what to
crazy.
say. I don't even know what to say.
It's right there, man. I wrote it
and
right
here's
there.
Superbad right here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everyone, this is
I don't even know what to say.
I told you the time I cheated, and I couldn't even remember the numbers that I looked up to cheat.
This
I
is
lost.
not supposed to happen.
No, it's insane, man. It
That
doesn't
is
even
wild.
make any sense.
Nice work, Simon. I
Thanks,
don't know what to
buddy.
say.
Well, that
'Cause in
was the movie game.
In retrospect, I was like, that's too much, 178, but only by 8.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's I don't know.
I mean, I should win football today, I think.
But we know that's not gonna happen.
No, I know. So
Yeah. Just get yourself back to
Shareholders
reality
are suing Beyond Meat.
It's so funny. Sorry, just 1 second. Just speaking of betting for a second. It's so funny because you created a monster. I bet on every Raptors basketball game now, and every time I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I got this. I am so far off every time.
How many legs are you doing?
Like 7 or
Yeah,
8.
that's
Too
no
many.
problem.
Too many.
It's too many.
What you're best to do, Simon,
4.
especially because you clearly enjoy betting on basketball, what you're best to do is like 3 or 4 for a little more money.
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Like pick because out of those
You're trying to
7,
go home run every time.
oh yeah.
because Simon, out of those 7, there's probably 4 that you're real sure of.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
usually
yeah,
hit,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you just put more money on that, and
The worst is I only bet winners. I only bet, like, I don't want to root against the Raptors, so I have to pick
you're
the
going
ones
overs.
I know
You're only
are
going
overs.
over.
Except when you pick overs on turnovers, you're actually picking under. You know what I mean? You're hoping that they turn the ball over.
Yeah.
It's bad. I had to stop doing that.
yeah.
Sorry,
so you're
come
going
on,
deep.
go
That's great.
ahead
You're going
with,
deep into the fucking.
Oh, I'm
if
betting
you're into
on
the
everything
turnover
I
steals and
understand.
blocks and shit. Yeah, that's the
Steals and blocks is the best. They let you combine the two
yeah.
of them. Like,
only on 365. Most other websites.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I love that.
But on FanDuel, they will give you. Well, I don't know about better. Like what I've noticed is on FanDuel, if you pick someone to get 2 steals straight up, you'll get better odds. Like they'll pay you more.
I see.
But
Created a monster.
A monster. Okay, sorry. Move on, Kumar. We'll talk about this in the post, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. Beyond Meat is getting sued by their shareholders.
I mean, talk about something disappearing.
I just
Every fast food chain had a fucking Beyond Meat burger, and
It
then
came in.
nobody
It came
had
in
them.
like a what's that saying?
well, it's because they lied. Wrecking Ball. They lied.
They lied. Wrecking Ball.
No, he said, "What's the saying?"
like
I
a
said,
Came in
Wrecking
like a wrecking ball, left like
They
a
lied.
lamb. or
Yeah, I'm
whatever
trying to
it
get
is.
both done
A
at once here.
lion and a lamb. Is that what you're thinking?
In like a lion, out like a lamb.
Sure.
You know that the actual quote is a wolf and a lamb, not a lion. Lion doesn't appear in the Bible. A wolf and a lamb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lied. I was told it tastes like meat. Like you will not be able to tell the difference, and it does not at all taste like meat. I'm sorry. Like as someone who eats a lot of hamburgers, if you eat a Beyond the Meat burger from any fast food joint, it is not anywhere close to the same.
But do you think it's a taste that you could develop?
Nope.
If you ate Beyond Meat burgers, that was even worse than getting the vaccine, just so you know.
Sure. Okay. I never ate them.
You're trying to get him? Like he's like, yeah, never, I don't care.
You guys will eat falafel though.
No.
I don't think I've ever had
That's all,
falafel.
that's just Lebanese Beyond Beef.
I don't eat tofu. I don't eat any of that shit.
What I'm trying to say is like
That's white people Beyond Beef.
if you were to eat
Vegetarian
something,
Beyond
if
Beef.
If you eat something that said it's going to taste just like
No, what do you
Hey.
eat that tastes just like? Name me one thing where you're like, this is amazing, this thing that tastes just like the thing I like.
one time I had mushroom chicken wings that blew my mind. They were like a real hearty.
So you're telling me
crispy.
that the mushroom chicken wing was better than a chicken wing?
It was as good.
No way.
No
That's
way.
impossible.
It was
Impossible.
really good, and I don't like mushrooms.
Hold on.
I once had chicken wing cauliflower that was better than chicken wings.
I'm fine with you saying it was really good. Like if you enjoyed it, the seasoning was on point, that's fine. I hate fucking mushrooms. So it's just impossible for me to imagine.
But this was such a hearty mushroom; it tasted like meat.
See, I disagree with that statement too. When people say that mushrooms taste like meat, they
No,
do
no,
not.
no. The texture was of meat. The way
No,
they
no, no.
cooked it.
I get it, but you're never
just
going to
tastes
get
like
a
hot sauce.
mushroom that has the consistency of like a beautifully done steak. Come on.
No.
That's bullshit. That's what
anyways,
vegetarians tell
this is
other
the lie, I know.
vegetarians
Yeah.
who don't get to eat meat.
Well, it's amazing. Imagine you're sitting at a table full of people that don't eat meat and going, this tastes like meat. And them all agreeing. Like, come on.
Yeah.
When was the last time any of you had meat?
I feel like you could spice up some sort of ground soya and pass it off on nachos.
It's
It
like
might
when
get
you're
away.
talking about your kids and then people start talking about their pets.
So Beyond Meat was a marketing failure
No, Beyond Meat was a failure.
because it was a lie.
If you,
Because it was supposed to be taste like meat and a healthy
No,
alternative.
the marketing
It is-
was actually amazing.
was
I
neither of
remember
those
the
things,
first
though.
thing I saw was those two guys in the lab, and he was like, he like fired up some meatballs, and it was sizzling like beef. He was like, look, it sizzles like beef, it bleeds like beef, and the guy tried it, and he was like, oh my god, it tastes I can't even tell the difference. So I went out and was like, well, I guess I'll try a Beyond the Meat burger, and it was fucking terrible. So yeah,
If
How'd
they,
you cook it?
I just told you I went out and got a fast food.
No,
one.
did you? Oh, you went to
Yeah.
and
it was
whatever.
A&W
I thought
was
you-
the first
you
to offer
went and
it.
got it and barbecued
what will
it.
be interesting is when they have the lab created meat. Because if they can make meat that is exactly the same texture and exactly the same taste as meat, then
Well, it
who
also has to have the
cares,
nutrients
right?
as well, doesn't it?
Well, they can inject those into there.
Sure, okay.
That will be a real.
The
then
real
how
test.
like you'll have purists who are like it doesn't taste like meat, but if it really does taste exactly the same, then we have to not kill the animals anymore, right? Well, I think so. You don't have to have mass industrial farming anymore, I guess is the
Yeah,
point.
that's more-
You can still
yeah.
have real meat done in an ethical way, but we won't need to have massive fucking, neighborhood sized chicken plants. Like
Yeah, I
that
agree.
won't
Yeah.
need to exist anymore.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I don't know, usually stay in your lane, where Joe was complaining about parody censorship, climate ideology.
Well, no, the funniest is they were like, they pulled it up and it turned out that it wasn't exactly, remember it was, he was like, oh, this guy was just running a parody account. And then they found out that he was actually
impersonating.
affecting the election in a minor way.
What were we talking about? What?
Joe brought up, he was like, so it started off with Ireland because Ireland is imposing these wild, and it's because of Israel actually, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. Ireland is about to impose like wild anti-free speech laws in Ireland. And so Joe was talking about how he was like, yeah, there was a guy in the States that got thrown in jail for posting memes. And so Jamie ended up pulling up the story, and the guy was posting memes, but then he started posting, want to vote for Hillary, call this number.
Right.
And then they could prove that the number got a bunch of calls. So it was people thinking they had voted for Hillary, and in reality, they had just called this troll guy's number.
Well, that was going to be my point a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the whole Israel-Palestine thing. And I said that sometimes free speech should not be so free.
Yeah.
I think those were my exact words.
Even Elon said that.
I guess the problem is when you have these free speech rallies, and then you have all these people holding those signs that say, what does it say, Kamar?
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea, which is clearly, that's not a free Palestine slogan. That's a kill Jew slogan. So that's where it becomes like, is that violence? I mean, you're pretty fucking close, you know?
Yeah, but again, if it is violence, you're not allowed to do that.
But they do it, and nobody's stopping it. So how are you supposed to monitor a billion people out there marching with signs? You know, they're not going to send the police in there to.
But you could argue that all those people, like, how many Jews have been killed in the States because of this?
I don't know how many.
It's a few. But my point remains that, like, all those people holding signs doesn't mean they're going out to hurt Jews. It doesn't mean it's actually inciting violence.
No, but that's like a cat call for violence, or what do they call that? Dog whistle. It's like those are the things we try and avoid when we have these peaceful protests in air quotes. But this is exactly like, this is what people do, right? Oh, well, in this case, it's okay, or that's not really happening. No, it is. It's okay to say, Israel's doing terrible things to Palestinians, and at the same time say Palestinians are trying to do terrible things to all Jews.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say Palestinians, because I don't even think most of them are Palestinians. I think the people who are doing these rallies and stuff, there just aren't enough Palestinians in the world, right?
No.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean
should
to...
parody counts? They're fine.
Well, again, there's rules that, like, what is the parody? Like, most parody.
I'm tweeting that I'm Hillary Clinton.
Hillary
Clinton,
that should not be allowed. If it's not clearly a joke that is
like, we are not Joe Rogan. We're a parody podcast, basically.
right, but like nobody's pretending to be Joe Rogan.
No, and we're clear in our advertising that we are not
We're
Joe
not
Rogan.
online
some sort of-
speaking
some
in
sort
Joe
of-
Rogan's voice.
Blatant misrepresentation.
Yeah.
Like, pretending to be somebody else is a problem.
Ours is an SEO trick, an accidental SEO trick.
Accidental.
Yeah.
Can't emphasize that enough.
It really was, yeah. And I don't care what you think either way. Go fuck yourself.
And the last thing he brought up, I don't know why he did as a doctor, but everyone just gets a jab in, is how the climate has become a political thing.
The climate has become a political thing.
Well, all this podcast, the underlying thing is about division and stuff, and just you'd think there's the one place we all agree.
Doesn't everything become a political thing?
Yeah.
Like anything of any importance.
Especially if there's money involved.
Even sports does. Look at the steroid scandal in baseball. I remember when that was happening, and the government.
They had congressional
hearings, and I was saying to myself, they're sports people. Why are they being hauled in front of anybody?
Yeah.
It's a game. Why are you monitoring the rules of a game? You're the government.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
I always thought it was weird.
A sports league can do whatever the fuck they want, right? Like if football gets together and decides they want to make a rule that the government doesn't like, too fucking bad.
Yeah, I agree.
The whole thing was bonkers. How did that ever happen?
I don't know. I think they were concerned.
Who was in power that
Simon,
brought them?
it's
Do you
always
remember that?
Simon. It's always a concern for the children.
Yes, yeah. We hide behind the children or hide in front of the children.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
But that's what that
I guess
one.
I appreciate everyone sticking up for me when I was a kid.
Was it called the Balco hearings?
Balco
think
was
so,
the
yeah.
company that did the steroids. The baseball steroid scandal of 95. I mean, carnivore diet, eat meat. for me, it's just setting up the meat. Like Joe has his freezers of his elk sausage stuff. If I had it all, of course I'd eat it.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that many times. How I'm like, I don't know how realistic Joe's carnivore diet is for the average person. But I also thought to myself, I was like, as I say that, I bet if I went through all my Uber receipts from the last month, it would definitely be enough to cover all the meat I would eat for the month, right? So I think we just hide behind this, like,
Chasing variety as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you have to. You're probably the wrong person to compare. You have to compare it to like the average family who's out there shopping for
4 people.
4 people,
Yeah.
probably kids also.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like it's not as simple as he makes it out to be. It's doable. I think it's probably doable. It's probably easier too if you live in a smaller.
Is that child abuse if you
city.
just force someone into become a carnivore? Is that sort of like you choose your religion?
Well,
choose
like
your
if
diet?
you force your kids to become vegans, yeah, I think that's abuse.
But what if you
W
force
was
your kids to
president.
eat fucking Twinkies? Just like
That seems like abuse too, I guess. George W. was the president.
a Republican.
for Balco.
For Balco, yeah. Which makes sense, right? Religion.
No, they were just trying to hide all the other shit they were
No,
doing.
no,
So they were
totally.
like, why don't we
but
have this hearing
They
about
could
baseball?
go about it with their, this is an affront to God in some way or something. I don't know how they work.
Do we want to rate it?
I give it 2.5. I mean, it's just a replay.
So sorry. Wait a second. You gave the
Are
episode.
you about to call him on his math? I don't think this
Yeah,
is.
I'm calling him on his math.
I
You,
could give
you gave the week a 1.
Stop. The week can be is unto itself a thing. The whole week just did nothing for me. This actually episode wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to me. Does that not make sense to you?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 0.75.
There you go. There you,
I'm going to give them all a 0.75 to equal my 0.75.
Thank you for keeping it so real.
Oh my God, the way you almost played the invisible piano there, too. Thank you, Simon, for keeping it so real. He's just tickling the ivories.
I was about to say that. Wow, we
sorry.
are simpatico today,
There
boys.
we go.
You won the movie game, man.
Oh, don't I know it, man?
It's gone to his head. The field goal, the movie game.
Listen, it had gone to my head long before I won the movie game. I came in here with it in my head.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to pay a bill, and we will be right back. We're back. Thank you so much to someone. Check them out. Come on, can we get a name and a number?
2070 Evan Hafer.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, you got this. You got this. Evan Hafer, Black Rifle Coffee.
Being 270, that means the last one was 2069.
2069. What? 1269, you mean?
2069.
Oh, 2020. Gotcha.
16% of Americans have an IQ below 85.
That's me, baby.
I'm sure it's the same here.
That's
Or
definitely not
everywhere.
true.
Oh,
I imagine your IQ is.
87.
oh, you being supportive of math.
You're good at math. That's a part of it.
But there are just, and the thing about that is 16% 85 or below. I mean, 95 isn't much better, right?
Sorry, you're gonna have to speak English.
100 is the bell curve.
Oh, so 95 is all right. And 80, but 85 is too, the reason 85 is significant is because you can't serve in the military. Is that what it is?
You have to be at least 86.
Yes, you're correct, Kamar. Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed this week, bear with me.
Oh, Jesus.
All Joe's ads are like, "Hey Canada, celebrating your Thanksgiving."
Yeah, I said that 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, okay. So
Yeah, who's running those fucking? What a bunch of morons.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, it's kind of ridiculous that no one over there was like, they have a different Thanksgiving than us. So they're not celebrating shit this weekend.
I find it hilarious when Joe focuses his ad towards Canadians and you're just like, you fucking hypocrite. All you do is talk trash about us. And now you're going to pretend we're your best friends as you try and sell us fucking athletic greens.
well, let's hope he's
We're
being
commies. How are you trying to sell us anything?
He's being critical
Or
of our
what's
leadership,
crazy,
not us.
what's crazy
That's a good
too,
point, Kamar.
what's crazy too is when Joe, I don't know if you've seen the ads for NeuroBrain or
Neuralink?
no.
Oh, Alpha Brain?
Alpha Brain, where he's sitting there in like a chair in a room and he's going through like all the massive studies.
Yeah, I've
This
seen it.
is your company. You can't.
Oh, they sold it.
What?
Him and Chris, they sold their
Colgate or
they sold their
GlaxoSmithKline.
share.
Why do you think that?
We know we found that out. Kamar brought that up like a year ago.
I don't think so.
Where you get your information?
Joe, he was on there, and in the commercial, he says, "I have to tell you, I'm the owner." You know what I mean?
GlaxoSmithKline.
Okay, well, maybe it's an old video too.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, it's all about
GlaxoSmithKline.
So one of those guys owns on it now. Yeah. Debates. I don't know why I wrote that down.
Yeah. Debate.
That's the best note of all time, clearly. Yeah. Debates.
When
I don't know why I wrote that down.
when Joe
Do better.
Joe talks about it, just caused a thing.
This is what we're talking about.
No, go, please. I love it. This fucking guy.
I thought that would conjure up. Oh yeah.
They do have to decide whether they're going to run Biden really soon, though, right? Like,
Well, that
you
might
can't
have, it might have been
wait.
the
No, you know who they're running.
You can't
DeSantis.
wait until the last second and then slip some guy in who hasn't done any fucking advertising for president.
No, they're running.
What do they call that?
Mark Cuban
only if it's fair.
You think that's why he sold his share of the...
and left Shark Tank. Yeah, I do.
He left Shark Tank? Really?
Doesn't that seem?
Okay, dude,
That all makes
if that
sense.
happens, then what's that show we watch?
Veep?
Millions.
No.
Billions.
Billions. It must be
Millions is the CBC
hooked
version.
up in the complex somehow because they just called that shit Exactamundo.
I mean,
He
wouldn't
was
it-
even
Simon,
on an episode, remember? It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Wouldn't it
cameo.
make sense that he leaves the show and
Oh,
sell?
he has to.
Right?
If he's planning on running for president. In the show, Matt,
Yeah.
the guy who's going to run for president has to like alleviate himself of all his
Yeah. Investments. Divest yourself. Yeah.
you have to he's a Wall Street guy,
Yeah.
and he turned everything to American companies
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
No foreign investment, and then ran for president. Anyways, that's very interesting, Matt. Where'd you hear that?
It makes the most sense to me.
Oh, you just invented that?
No, it was on Sportsnet that he sold the team.
Yeah, but
Are you fucking kidding me? You think I'm asking him where he got the information that he sold the team?
no, he's asking me where I came up with I just think it makes the most sense.
Obviously, that's what I
He's
thought.
been on Shark.
Yeah, I know. Do better.
He's been on Shark Tank for 16 seasons, and listen, he's made what he bought the Mavericks for versus what he's selling it for is staggering.
Yeah, he sold it for,
3.6 billion,
and
I
he
think.
bought it for like 250 million.
Yeah, something insane.
Yeah, it's a crazy
The only thing that
return on investment.
it's nuts, yeah. The only thing is he's remaining the president of basketball operations, so I don't know.
And all decisions still get run through him.
Yeah. Maybe he's
So-
just keeping that title in case he doesn't win the presidency.
Well, I was going to say that would totally make sense, Matt, if he is running for president and is worried. He's just doing this. He didn't really sell.
That's
He
what I'm saying.
diversified,
Yeah.
and it will reversify once he.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
It all does make a lot of sense.
He's
That's
also the kind of
interesting.
guy that like Democrats will vote for. He's a
He's a moneymaker.
well, if you think about it, if the people on the right are like, we love Trump because he's a businessman, he can bring this.
Yeah.
We want stability in the economy. Like, dude, Mark Cuban has built how many fucking businesses up? The guy's a fucking genius of business.
You know what is so interesting though? If Mark Cuban gets into office, I assume he'll just be a puppet. But if he wasn't, he already has that whole buy drugs online thing. He could revolutionize the American
healthcare
healthcare
system,
system, if he got into presidency and made that the new way you get
Yeah,
your
cut out all the
medicine.
fucking
You would just, but you can't.
Would
right?
that
Like,
look shady?
huge conflict of interest.
sell your shit and then do it. Point is, you already have the infrastructure all worked out. It's a proven winner.
Yeah.
And you're making the decision on whether it goes in or not. I don't know if you actually do get to make that decision, but theoretically, I mean, it's all right there. It is a conflict of interest if he keeps the company, but like he's obviously not concerned with, making money. That's can't be what he's doing this for, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I will lose my mind if
It is very interesting.
announces in
very interesting.
the next 6 months, I guess, he is to do it.
Well, because they're not going to win with fucking what's his fuck.
Biden? No.
No.
fucking way.
They can't run Biden
They might.
with who? What's his name? The
DeSantis?
DeSantis. Is it DeSantis, the governor of
Yeah, of
California?
California, yeah.
No, that's Newsom. DeSantis.
Oh, sorry.
in
Yeah.
Florida.
No, that's who I meant. Newsom was who I meant.
Newsom,
yes.
not
yeah,
who
yeah,
they're
you're right.
gonna-
Yeah,
not
sorry.
DeSantis.
Yeah,
They
my
don't
bad.
like DeSantis.
No. Newsom was who I was talking
He
about.
wears boots with lifts in them, apparently.
He does.
Well, that doesn't
It's just
surprise
that
me.
thing. Like, come
So
on,
does Tom
man.
Cruise, and you still watch fucking Mission Impossible movies.
But if he ran for president,
you would vote for him.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, actors, just like Joe is complaining about actors not real people because they can just have to live in this space where they're just adopting other personalities and stuff. And like, you do think about it when people are just freaking out on screen that they're not. You get into it, so you think, yeah, all these things have happened to bring them to this point where they're upset, but they're actually just hanging around with some guy smoking cigarettes. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta scream, my mom's dead, or whatever it is. But he had The Rock on.
The Rock on.
The Rock was on. He's an actor.
Isn't it the same with your comedy, though?
Game has passed.
Like you're just sitting around a bar shooting the shit with a bunch of other dudes, and then you just go on.
Yeah, but I don't do it differently or more dramatic, or
I guess.
I sort of lock into something.
To me, comedians now have just become the new actors. They're, you know what I'm saying? There's no difference between.
But we haven't seen any of these big guys translate there yet. Like Schultz has done some cameos. Bill Burr,
I don't mean like
they're
that.
doing well, but it's not great. The
I
last
don't-
was Sandler.
I don't mean like that. I don't mean becoming the new actors. I mean they are the new actors, meaning the crazy people who became actors are now crazy people who become comedians. And when the difference was that an actor could get to here and a comedian could only get to here, but that's not the case anymore. You have comedians that are way above actors because they use the internet a hell of a lot better. And we don't
You
know
just mean
what they're
fame?
real like.
Celebrity?
They're just out there putting out what they want us to think they are. And then hiding behind the fact that, oh, we're real people. But I don't think they're all
But that's
real
what we
people.
tell ourselves in podcasts. No one can do that for an extended period of time, year after year, or episode after episode.
I mean,
so we do think
I think
we know
Two
who
Bears,
they are.
One Cave proves us wrong on that. You know what
They're
I mean?
presenting a total thing.
Who even knows what's true? You don't know what Tom is like. You don't know what Bert is like. Like
I was down
you
a
only
rabbit
know
hole
the
this morning.
persona they put on for you.
I was down a rabbit hole this morning. One of those guys talking about how Steve-O is sort of like, he's been criticizing Bert. He was on his podcast like, well,
Yeah.
no, like you're in denial or whatever.
About being an alcoholic.
And it was also going after Tom.
Yeah.
For enabling him.
No, for being rich or too big for his britches, or in just a weird way. He's a trident of truth. I don't know.
It feels like Steve-O he's not beholden to any of them, so he just calls
Yeah.
it like he sees it. Whereas like nobody in comedy calls it like they see it. Two other comedians, especially the ones who can push their career further, you know?
Because he's a comedian that doesn't need comedy.
Like I noticed it on. It's so funny how like you see it with like King Congdon and Wineshank when they're on with Joe and they're trying to like razz him, and it just comes off as insincere. Nobody is on there razzing him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like for real.
Yeah.
Nobody ever questions him for real.
Wait, real quick. Back to your actor thing.
Steven Crowder.
Back to your actor thing. You were talking about money. They're also in way more control now. Like comedians, because they always wanted to be actors, now because they run their own empire, they can do and say what they want. They're not beholden to a company. Like, dude, I saw Terrence Howard in an interview the other
I
day.
saw it. It's crazy.
Yeah, you saw it?
Talking about
12K?
how they,
Dude, they
called
fucked
him
him
DJ instead of his name and then didn't give him any money
I'll
for
tell you,
the
Kumar.
fucking music.
Okay, so Terrence Howard.
Not only me, the listeners.
Yes, the listeners. I was getting to that.
Do better.
Terrence Howard was in an interview and he was talking about how Hustle and Flow, which is an Oscar-winning film, he got paid $12,000 to be in that movie. And he said, even worse, he said, it's hard out here for a pimp. He said, I sang it. But he said, because they credited DJ as the character he
From the
played,
movie.
they credited the character as the singer of the song, so they never had to pay him royalties.
Which doesn't make any sense because that would be like oh, we credited Hulk Hogan, so Terry, whatever the fuck his name is, doesn't get any. That's not how that works, unless they own Hulk Hogan.
But I think
right?
what Terrence Howard said was he was like, now I have to go and get a lawyer
Yeah.
and sue them, and it's going to take so much time and money and effort. And like, instead of just, and that's the point. Like, you can go after them and you will get paid, but now they know you're going to get a fraction of that money.
Mm-hmm.
A lawyer's going to get a bunch. You might not go the whole distance. Like,
Was he saying it like they fucked me over? Like,
yeah.
yeah, dude, he mentioned another movie, Crash, or was it Crash?
Yeah, Crash.
Yeah, he was like, I was in Crash. I got $7,000 for that.
Crash,
So, dude,
the
think about
one
it.
where the
He was in-
amputees fuck.
He was in two.
Oh, no, not that
No,
one.
Crash is the one with Sandra Bullock.
That's
and,
where all the events
stories.
meet up.
Yeah.
What was I thinking of?
The David Cronenberg movie. Where,
Crash.
It's also called
It's
Crash.
also called
yes,
Crash. How
you
many
were-
fucking movies
there's
are called
two, yeah,
Crash?
yeah.
at least 2.
So he was in 2 Oscar-winning films, and he made a total of $19,000 US.
Like
Like,
he wasn't saying they ripped him off. It's just that that's the way it is.
actually, I'll be honest. He started by saying "fuck the union." He was like ACTRA or SAG,
He
whatever.
did. He said, I want to dissolve every acting union.
Yeah.
That's great because it's coming up to a point back at this podcast.
That's great.
But Hustle,
See how we do that? CO2 pros do it.
it's a pleasure to be in presence. Hustle and Flow was like a small independent movie.
No, it wasn't.
It was,
No,
it was a
wasn't.
studio film.
It was a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
It was with what's her name?
You know what?
Who
though,
was
Kamar?
big at the
But
time?
he brings up a good point. Hollywood's sometimes good at doing that, making a movie seem like it's a low budget, small film. Just trying to get
held together with bubble gum.
Exactly.
No, but I think you're misremembering. Hustle and Flow was like a big deal when it came out. It was like
hard out here.
it was
for
supposed
a
to
camp.
be like it was supposed to be a big movie. It just didn't hit.
I did not see it that way at all, but it would be the first time.
Ookie dookie.
Creating jobs, satisfaction, and work, so everyone commits to a common goal. Speaking of unions, Elon was saying that because the
Yeah, this is
reporter
way
asked
different.
him, "What do you think about unions?" He said, "Well, if they want a union, they can do a union. But I feel like if they're getting a union, I failed as an employer. Every employee should make it because a union is supposed to fight for working conditions. And you should provide that, and in doing so, you'll have the best staff, and you'll be."
I love super billionaire Tony Stark is against unions. Who would have fucking thunk it?
No, he wasn't against unions. He was just saying if there's a union, then I'm failing. Or
No,
you're-
that is true. The only reason you would start a union is because you felt like you were being treated unfairly.
And I work for a union, and I don't feel like there's any representation. There's any sort of thing.
No, but it gets you paid more. So
I guess
That's the thing, Kamar. If you knew someone who was working at like something of equal size and stature that wasn't unionized, then you would understand better if it was beneficial or not.
unless they make more than me, then not that.
I said or not. That's why I said you might. Yeah, if you found out, hey, they're making fucking $5 more per paycheck and they get the same amount.
what do you pay to your union every check? Do you know?
I don't even know. I do.
That's hilarious. He doesn't even know when he's pissed.
No, I'm not pissed. I'm just saying I work for a union. When I see people fighting for unions, I don't like. I'm in a union, but I don't know what that means.
If I could just side note for a second.
Sure.
Other things on my TV don't look as bad. It's definitely Apple has a problem with the way they film their shit.
Did you find the True Motion thing I was talking about?
I have it, but I have to turn it off every time I switch my TV on.
Simon, it's so funny. We're definitely in some sort of like they're listening because this week I got a video. It's the weirdest fucking video. It's Tom Cruise and a director. I forget which director. And they're standing in like a nondescript room and they're talking to the camera about True Motion.
Really?
Yeah, and the director's like, True Motion is a thing that comes custom on every TV. And he's like, it's there for sports and this and that so that you have less... Because like in football, for example, you'll see a lot of like drag with the ball.
Yeah, you won't see the trail.
Precisely.
Yeah.
He was like, we're trying to work with producers because he's like, it ruins the movie experience that we've tried to create. And he's like, unless you turn it off, you're not seeing the film that we tried to create. And he's like, we're trying to work with producers of televisions so that it's automatic when a film is being shown, True Motion
Yeah,
goes
it
off.
should
So
just do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Is there a setting you can change and then
Yeah, we just talked about it. It's called True Motion.
Well, it's something different on every
True
TV.
Emotion is what
No,
you
no, I have an equivalent to True Motion. It's whatever. It's
knock
called.
off True Emotion?
Yeah. It's true with
True
two
movement.
U's.
Well, listen, I have a TCI TV.
Yeah.
I don't have fucking True Motion. I have Motion Truity.
I love Joe's story about working construction. I worked construction for all summer. Actually, maybe it was a couple.
He
months.
finally admitted it.
Maybe
That
it was a couple of
yeah.
days.
I don't think I worked there at all. I showed up in my car and watched them from the window.
But his stepfather was a architect. That's how he got the job.
No, he said his
Stepdad
father
was
was
he
a,
said his stepdad was a-
contractor.
No, 2 weeks ago he said his stepdad was a teacher.
No,
Remember?
we know he is. He's a hippie. That's what I mean. Like,
But
does he mean his real
He has
dad?
another dad who's an architect in this story.
That's okay. Anyways, yeah, too many dads to keep up with.
There should be a class in
many
high
dads in the kitchen.
school that's just about trying to figure out what your passion is.
Yes.
Or does it even have to be a year program? Just something.
I like that, Kamar. I like that a lot.
What was that? I missed that. Sorry.
They should teach you in school to find your passion and then maybe work that a
Like
little
what that
more.
means and why it's valuable.
Yeah, there should be a course that's just called like in
High school class passion 101. That's
yeah,
what I call
like a high school class fashion 101. Perfect.
it. We're sticking with
Perfect.
it.
The problem, Kamar, the problem though is that it's tough because, like, you know, teenagers, what you wanted to do as a teenager is probably not what your passion is now.
No, but example.
Yeah,
Well, part of the course would be showing you how you age. And
sure.
Or it just focuses on like figuring out how you can fit into society. That
Okay.
would make what interests you. What can we then turn that into, as opposed to here are a bunch of jobs, pick from one of them: mailman, gym teacher.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? None of those, like, you didn't end up being those things.
Yeah, but what do you do in this day and age when like 90% of the class is like YouTube
TikTok
influencer?
star.
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, well,
Listen, if that's how people are making their money, then there should be classes set up to teach people how to maximize that, right? And then at least you'll get the best of the best on TikTok, not just like the kids who are best at gaming the algorithm the quickest, you know?
dude, it's crazy. Mary was watching one of those fucking Selling Sunset shows the other day, and I'm making dinner, and one of the girls is like, yeah, my new client's coming in. This kid walks in. He was like, I don't even think he was legal drinking age in the States. She's like, okay, so this house is $15 million. And Mary was like, holy fuck, like, is this kid someone's son or something? And I looked at her dead in the eyes. I said, TikTok for sure. And not 2 seconds later, this kid was like, yeah, so I started like a business and I'm big on TikTok. And yeah, I'm worth $48 million now. And I was like,
Never heard of him?
Jesus, no, of course not. I'm
Yep.
40.
it's a big world out there. They talked about assaulting with a mug,
Yeah.
but Joe doesn't fight, so that would never be
Assaulting with a mug.
Evan Hafer said he likes to make things that should you need to, you can hit someone with it. So he was like, this mug is sturdy. You could really, if you
When
needed
I
to
was
whack
in
someone.
jail, that was a term. If you don't shut up, I'm going to cup you. Because all the plates and
Listen to this.
Did you say when I was in
listen
jail?
to Prison Mike over here. Fuck.
no, everything's made out of Malmac. You know
When
what that
were
is?
you in jail?
97
For how long?
10 days.
That's not, yeah, I mean,
Why? He was going to get cupped while he was in there.
look, I don't want to spoil the image you've created to the 12 people listening, but it's
You
just
go
not
to
a fair
cell, you go to
statement.
eat there isn't like we call it jail, but you just hang out. Like it's jail, man. I'm sorry. Innis Road. You drive past all the time.
Oh, I know where it is. I've gone to visit people there who were actually in jail, not there for 10 days on a little mini vacation.
This guy's funny. If you go into a coma, it's got to be a week. If you go to jail, it's got to be a month.
way longer than a week.
He's like, they don't put you in the real jail. I mean, it's just a normal
Yeah.
building where you can't leave.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to play this game with either of you, Coma Boy or Prison Mike, all right?
It's called cupping, mug assaults. Cats, major predators, thank God. I don't know if
Stop.
it's
Why did you? Well, why are you
I know
Perez
the way
Hilton
he
sometimes?
did, the way he did that is what we told you not
Yeah.
to do.
Prison rape, lions. Anyway, on to the next.
Yeah, like you
No.
either want us to talk about it or don't even say it.
No,
but
we-
it's like the OCD. you have
we-
to say
we-
cats.
We talked about the mug assault.
Yeah.
You did.
But there was no punctuation. You went mug assault, lions, anything else, boys? On to the next. That's what you said there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Let's try.
Cortland
again.
Sutton, Simon. And Alvin Kamara.
Shut the fuck up.
No joke.
Let's try again there, Kamar. Let's do this. This is a
Cats
good exercise.
are amazing predators.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Predators.
Billion birds a year.
If have you seen the people who have the cats that are those like they're like jungle cats, but they're domestic cats?
Yeah, there's a guy who has one in Ottawa that takes it around in a fucking stroller.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah,
They
here.
can jump over like fucking giant fences. They're crazy, man.
Look, I got a photo of one.
Yeah. Imagine all cats were like that.
Yeah.
There would be
way cooler.
no animals.
Oh, no.
left.
There wouldn't be a single fucking...
or us.
Or us, yeah. Like those
true
things
old lady
would just
walking down the
take you
street,
down.
yeah.
But that's the story, urban myth, that if you were to die, the cat will eat you.
I'm not sure
Where-
that that's an urban myth, Kamar.
Oh, it's real.
I think they will eat you.
Small dogs will, too. Most dogs, they said after a week, most dogs will eat you as well.
After a certain amount of time.
Yeah, they said other than... I've heard other than Labradors, a Labrador will never eat you, but that's the only breed that won't.
owner.
Yeah. Oh, Chico...
You
Dude,
sleep with one eye open.
Dude, Chico,
Small dogs.
one day he'd be like, "I'm fucking starving."
Is he
yeah.
asleep?
Yeah,
Joe almost lost Marshall. Thank
Yeah,
God.
that was-
I mean,
yeah.
that was
That'd be sad.
That was touch and go for
By
a minute.
eating gravel.
6 pounds of gravel.
That's a
Where
lot.
was
That's
Joe?
a lot of gravel.
I think his wife should be working on cloning Marshall because Joe derives a lot of pleasure out of that dog.
Yeah, but Joe's had many dogs that he's derived pleasure out of. He'll get another one.
I hope that
Like Johnny Cash, he can't bring that dog up without crying.
yeah, well, we're gonna be listening one day. It just made me think about how fragile life is, and just tell someone out there you love them.
So crazy. He hears about a dog dying on a podcast, and
No, I hear Joe's joy.
Joe's joy.
Joe speak of the joy he has with Marshall.
Yeah.
And I know everyone when their dog dies, sometimes it be more like it. I don't want to tune in and have them.
well, people who buy
Buckle up.
dogs know that they're going to lose that dog while they are still alive. You have a
I
kid,
didn't- I
that
didn't.
kid probably outlives you.
Unlike
know
you, I
what
don't
mean?
hate Joe. Okay, I just feel bad for Marshall.
That's fine, man. I don't care.
That's fine,
I'm
man.
okay with that statement.
Then they talked about bows, and Joe acknowledged that bow talk isn't their talk.
Okay,
which
so
was
then we
good
won't talk.
self-awareness.
We won't talk about it then, right?
I want to get a bow.
I hate him.
You,
good
did you
story.
say I want to get a bow?
Well, I said that last week, and this remains true.
I'm so surprised you haven't gotten a bow yet.
Listen, Pereira, move on.
An amazing story about Joe stalking the elk. I also want to go.
So
we should go
amazing.
rummaging for elk antlers. You know, you can just find them in the woods.
Rummaging. He wants to go rummaging
Just
in the
go
woods.
hiking and make like knives.
You know what? You know what you won't find if you go rummaging through the woods? Elk antlers.
No, you deer antlers.
Yeah, you might find some deer
Sorry, my
antlers,
bad,
but
my
you
bad.
will not find elk antlers.
There's a rap song written about a bow hunter, Cam Haines.
Yeah, we fucking heard it last week.
Rap is officially dead.
Just because there is a single rap song about
Well,
a bow
we'll see.
hunter.
We'll see. Rap is on the clock.
I agree.
Kendrick Lamar is supposed to
it's-
have a new album, but
Rap has officially jumped the shark.
Now,
When
we're-
you're
hold
making
on.
songs about Cameron Haynes,
Rap
your
is-
genre of music has jumped the shark.
That's it.
Period.
Thank you, Simon.
There's
Thank you.
nothing more to talk about.
It's clear. It's clear as day. Like
As
that is
day.
That should be a country song or a rock song. It should not be a rap song. Eat
I mean, I'm not
itself.
disagreeing with you on that statement. It
I'm
should-
going to go one step further. It should not be a song.
that's-
There's
yeah.
no genre of music
I'll meet you
that is
there, too.
appropriate
That
for
too,
that.
too.
Yeah, I'll meet you there too.
I feel like rap is where like hair metal and like Motley Crue, Poison, would just
Yeah.
like it'll come back in another form, but right now it's kind of gross. Talk about diet. I don't understand what
He did it again.
they talk about diet.
I moved right
That's,
on.
that's
Yeah.
me moving forward because you don't
Then
want
Yeah,
to
you don't have to
need
mention it.
say it.
Oh, that's an issue.
Oh, wow.
You're
he finally
hilarious.
caught on.
You are hilarious.
But you know what? There's part of me that I like that he says it because then I can see what he's choosing to. He's going to be like, aliens, move on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know why I wrote it down now. It's like water per almond.
Water.
They were talking about how water.
Yeah, it takes a shitload. It's one of the
almonds
yeah.
but I don't
And
get that.
avocados.
Like as long as your almond is juicy, that water has to grow the tree, but it goes back into the water table, right?
I don't believe it does.
Water doesn't disappear. We've been through this
It
years
evaporates and goes into the
ago.
atmosphere.
And it rains down.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's like an even distribution. I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
The problem is actually alfalfa. So a lot of the Colorado River that flows down through there, if you have a land claim, you get a certain amount of that water. You can claim a certain amount of that water. So a lot of the farmers there grow alfalfa because it takes up the most water, and they do it simply to maintain how much water they can take.
The problem is actually alfalfa.
I hate you. This guy came in this week so fucking hot. Fire! Yeah. This fucking guy. This fucking clown. This fucking guy.
I'm sorry, you can't say
Like, you know what's
things
funny
like
too? He
that.
He pretty much did an impression of himself there.
Make an impression of
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it was meta.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
We
Go back like Tepe.
We should have figured out desalinization a long time ago.
100%.
Technology,
We've talked
everything.
about this.
Well, I don't say we. The three of us can't figure out shit. So someone should have.
But the three of us have talked about this before. How
Therefore,
it's
someone-
insane
yeah.
that we are next to the biggest body of water in the world, and we have a water problem. And at the same time, Nestle sells us our water back to us.
You have a salt problem. It was Joe's bit.
We have a salt problem.
Yeah.
There is a spa in the Chateau Cartier. I've told you about it.
You have.
There's a room, and all the walls are that pink Himalayan salt.
A salt room.
I always thought it was just a picture, like wallpaper or something, and then I licked it, and it's salt.
Hold on.
I like the wall.
He didn't want to touch it first. He had to.
Oh, maybe I wet up a finger and read
But
it.
hold on. If you thought it was wallpaper, did you think you were licking wallpaper?
So wait,
someone said it's a salt wall.
Oh,
I was
I
like, no,
see.
it isn't.
I
It's just
see.
a picture of.
I like that you thought giving it the clit treatment was much better. That was really. Yeah.
It's, but they were saying it's full of mercury or something to that effect. So I wonder if that room is killing people.
Well, probably you because you're licking it. Most people just standing in there probably are okay.
Yeah, they were talking about ingesting Himalayan salt. If it's just there on the
They
wall,
weren't
I
talking
don't-
about like absorbing it through your skin.
But the idea is that sitting in this room of salt is healthy for you.
That's because they give like those salt lamps there. They're
Yeah,
supposed to have
we
some
have
like
10 of them
healing
upstairs,
problem- healing
They're
properties.
supposed to, but how do you
just-
figure that it's just
It's probably just a gimmick. Who knows?
It's a
man?
total scam, dude.
Who knows? No, that because a lot of things that we've been told, like just ignore this, is
I'm
probably
telling you.
something that works.
It's psychosomatic, dude. Mary will plug that thing in and be like, you know what? I slept so much better last night with it. And then like she'll plug it in the next night, but it won't be plugged in. And she'll be like, I slept so much better. And I'll see it unplugged and just be like, okay, whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's psychosomatic is 1000% a thing. I see it all the time with CBD
There you go.
because CBD, as you all know, you have an endocannabinoid system.
Oh.
That
You have an endocannabinoid system.
That system works to help you with a bunch of other things. When you take CBD, it's like a vitamin for that system.
Yeah.
After a month, let's say, you'll have started to build up that system. You'll start to see some responses from that CBD. It's not an instantaneous drug.
right away.
It doesn't make you sleepy right away. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And the amount of people are like, oh, I took CBD last night. First time ever, had the best sleep of my life. Well, you conjure yourself into having the best sleep of your life. Amazing. Like it did its job, I guess.
Might have also been the weed.
Who told you that?
Like,
Big
if there's
CBD?
any THC in there?
It's so much, Matt, like when you go for like some massage, but they also do something else and then you attribute it to that, right? Of course. Weed makes you sleepy. That's exactly what puts you to sleep.
Like I was trying to explain to my grandmother, she was like, I don't want to get high. And I was like, listen, I can get you some with a little bit of THC where I promise you won't get high, but you'll definitely sleep like a baby. And she was like, no, just the CBD. I was like, all right, whatever floats your boat.
But just
Doesn't
tell her-
matter. And by
tell
the
her
way,
it's the CBD.
Yeah, it's true.
How
Yeah.
is she gonna?
Yeah, it's true.
Marty, I did a test on your weed.
I'm not good at making fun of the nerd.
it's okay when he does it. It's not okay when you do it. Just by the by.
This guy is power hungry.
This guy is poor.
Do you have a favorite salt?
You have a favorite salt? There's no way that's your fucking note.
My favorite assault is on you.
Jerky is good for strengthening your jaw.
We've given this guy 45 minutes. What's going on?
Yeah, move
here?
on. We're done with him. There was way better stuff that he talked about. They talked about aliens, for fuck's sake, and you're making me talk about salt. I hate you. Do better.
If we named our episodes, this one would definitely be called Do
They
Better.
did not.
I hate
They
you.
did not
Do
talk
better.
about aliens.
They 100%
They
did.
100% did not. The weirdest thing was,
I don't remember them talking about aliens. I'm not going to lie.
it's the next episode. I have it. Evan Hafer's like,
He's like a lawyer. It's in my notes. I have it.
Evan Hafer
Your
goes,
Honor, I'd like to bring a document 3 into evidence.
He made me suck his dick. So, Joe, what's the next big thing? Well, there's nothing for him to do, right?
For Joe to do?
For Joe to do.
Oh,
what's the next big thing? Like buy a sports team? Well, we know he doesn't like sports, so that's not going to happen. Like
He could buy the UFC.
maybe he could say he's buying a ranch, that he's 500 acres or whatever.
The next big thing for Joe to do would be to start the Joe Rogan Network. And that's
Well, we know
where
he's not
all
gonna do that.
podcasts go to live.
I don't think he'll do that.
Well, that would be the next big thing.
What do you guys think of the term cult of personality? What does that mean to you?
Nothing.
Cult of personality?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a place where people of like mind go. Is that what it means? I don't even know. Do you know, Kamar?
No, he's Googling.
He
it.
just asked the question.
No, they were talking about cults, and I just thought about cult of personality as a term. I think I heard it used a lot with Donald Trump.
Did you check what it was?
A cult of personality or a cult of the leader. That's what it says here, is the result of an effort which is made to create an idealized and heroic image of a glorious leader, often through unquestioning flattery and praise.
So kind of like the opposite of what they did to Napoleon.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, they made Napoleon look like a chump. Apparently that movie's not very good, eh? Which
Or
I'm
accurate.
so disappointed
That is
about.
disappointing.
When I heard Ridley Scott
Yeah.
and Napoleon, I thought we were going to get like a fucking epic
Well,
movie.
the ad looks fucking nuts.
Always does.
But yeah, apparently it's just not great.
Well, you'll have to see it to decide for yourself.
Sorry, what though? What were we talking about?
Cult of personality and what they did to Napoleon. Who did? The king did?
The history books.
Oh,
He was
just
actually
like your
6 foot.
Nixon.
He was actually 6'4".
well, no, he wasn't, but he was like 5'10" or something. We are led to believe that he was this 5'3" little midget who was just blasting noses off Sphinx. Yeah, he's your
I am
height.
5'10", and you think that I am 5'3". So do you see how history can be like that?
I totally can. Sometimes it gets right. It gets done right, is what you're saying. Sometimes it's quite accurate.
Fucking guy. I'm actually 5'11", too, you piece of garbage.
I wish I was friends with Johnny Morris,
Johnny.
How are we
Morris.
still on this guy?
owner of Bass Pro Shops.
We're done.
Guess his net worth.
Oh, it must be so much.
He might have also built more pyramids than anyone.
$1 billion.
Oh, I'm going to say like 8.5 billion.
$8 billion.
8 billion. Holy fuck.
Okay, just one last point. We'll get
No
it here.
less points.
He goes to Evan Hafer because they're talking about
That's who's the episode is about.
propaganda, the Russian guy demoralizing America. Joe goes, "Do you think we do the same thing abroad?" I asked Mike Baker about it.
I heard, dude. I laughed so fucking hard. I was like, at least,
I threw my phone out the car window.
no, I was like, at least Joe realizes, like, good on him.
what
But then keeps having him back on to just lie to his
I
face.
asked,
Like,
like,
what are we
give
doing
dude.
here?
me the runaround?
What are we doing here?
Fucking incredible.
Yeah. What are we doing here? We're having a good time. I really love you guys. And I love you, the Patreon guys and listeners.
We have another episode. You know that.
I
eh?
know. I'm having a moment. You're
What
on
would
fire.
Mike Baker do? That's going to be my new thing instead of what would Jesus do?
Yeah, WWMB.
I wish you guys could.
WWMB.
I wish you guys could listen to the
MBD, sorry.
President's Daily Brief.
No, would rather not. I wouldn't wish that on my enemy,
I do it every once in a while. Just I don't know what.
just out of hate.
a little
I'd like to
fix.
see it, but with Morty reading it.
Oh, that'd be really good. Yeah,
I
give it
this-
a 1.5.
I give it a 1. Yeah, I don't know what happened here.
I mean, you're closer now to reality. I give it a 0.75.
Yeah, we knew where you were going. All right, come on.
That
excuse me,
podcast
last
that we
one.
just reviewed has been done
I think
times.
it was
I think
done
it's been
last
done.
week with Cam
I'm
Haines.
pretty sure it's been done twice a week for the last 3 months.
The only difference between him and Cam Haines is this guy didn't have a rap song written about him.
Yet. 2071, King Kong and Sarah Wineshake, Princess Wineshake.
Evan Haker, better than my baker.
It's Hafer.
Whatever.
So this is episode 271.
Mike Baker's going to come in next time with a rap song
Yeah.
about him.
This is about to blow your mind.
Shake, shake, shaker.
This
You're
is-
in with Mike Baker.
This is episode 2071. The last time the girls were on was episode 1983.
Ooh, that's a good year.
My
Joe
year birth.
wore the exact same sweater.
Shut up.
Is that what we're doing now?
What does that mean?
You're coming from all sides here.
Is that his like girl picking up sweater?
You're like, who cares? And you're like, no way. There's
it's
no way.
pink? No, I was making fun of you, and then you were just so into it that I like felt terrible.
Because Spotify is a horrible, like using it is really dreadful.
Okay.
How so?
Why are you partaking in this?
Well, because I'd like to. I think he's regurgitating a point he's read online, but that he himself has no problem with Spotify.
When I go back when I go back to look for an episode,
Yeah.
then it'll get stuck there, and it doesn't like reset to the top or something. It's fine. I'm not going to attack your Spotify.
no. Can I show you something?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to attack your precious Spotify.
Kamar, I just want to know real quick for every iPhone user, if at any point you want to get back to the top of any page, you just hit the top thing right here.
So that's an iPhone solution, not a Spotify.
I'm
solution.
sure Android has some sort of fucking.
Well, that worked actually quite well.
I find a lot though. You'll say like, "This is how you do it," and it doesn't work on my. It's like your phone is newer. It has things that maybe other phones don't have, and
No.
you have to take that into account.
No. He just said it worked
on mine,
perfectly.
like, perfectly. I was quite impressed. For some reason,
Here I am trying to stand up for this motherfucker, and he's just throwing me under the bus.
Oh my god.
for some reason, I went to look up the last time they were on,
Yeah.
and Joe's wearing the same sweater.
That's insane. First of all, it's a pink sweater.
It's a pink sweater
I
with
think
Elvis on it.
I think he wears it for the girls because it makes him less.
Don't
imposing.
Don't you think at
pink.
the least that's a total gooch?
A gooch?
Well, there's no way Joe remembers 1983. Oh, I wore that sweater. Like, does he coordinate clothing to guests?
No. It's a coincidence.
Who's on today? Let me go back and see what I wore last time. Make sure I'm not doubling up.
Maybe
Well, he
his
doesn't
wife
do
did
that.
it. She's like, who do you have on today? He's like, Kim Condon. And she's like, pink
Oh,
sweater.
wear the pink sweater.
Elvis sweater for sure.
In their defense,
I think it's totally fucking random and a total coincidence.
well, listeners, check out 1983 and 271 and tell me if you
I mean,
think
listen,
it's a coincidence.
that's weird that they did. It might be the same episode. I can stand behind.
That's what I thought for a second, but the drawstrings are longer in the older one. Like, they got-
What is happening right now? What in the
This
fuck are
guy's
we doing?
Psychotic.
Like, dude,
the drawstrings.
Where
are
else
long.
are you gonna
gay
get this
Sherlock
type of
Holmes. What's happening?
investigative reporting?
How do drawstrings get shorter?
Again, these are questions I brought to you guys. You guys don't even believe me.
oh my God.
Dude, he's crying at himself.
These
by
are
the way,
questions
yeah.
I brought to you guys.
Well, no, I'm crying that at the time I was like, I can't wait to bust this case open with the boys. They couldn't.
And then we don't care at all. Imagine.
How wrong I am
Yes,
about myself.
I mean,
Kamar, just so you know, it happens to all of us. We all bring stuff in here where we're like, oh, they're going to love this talking point. And then you guys shit down my throat or we shit down Simon's.
Well, okay, listeners, I need you to tell me, is that interesting?
oh
I
my
need
God.
No,
someone
it's
support
not.
me.
It's not.
I think
You don't
guys-
need the listeners to tell you.
Leave a comment.
We can do a poll just
It
of
is
the
super
three of
weird.
us.
Yeah.
Joe's wearing the same sweater, two different podcasts,
Now,
same people.
let me tell you what I think would be weird if he was on with Evan Hafer wearing that sweater and then was on with King Congdon and them and wearing that sweater.
Just record
That
the
would
podcast on
be
the same
weird.
day. Case closed. That's easy to.
Yeah, it's true. He's not wrong.
So
Or
I've never been more annoyed
Conversely-
by these two girls than this episode. I'm just going to put that
Well,
out
you
there.
obviously don't remember 1983 because it was equally as frustrating.
Well, they admitted they were on mushrooms in this episode,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm going to give them a pass. But other than
nice
that,
of you.
this was way too bitty.
Yeah, if you haven't
Sarah
been,
Weinstein is so bitty.
Bit bitty.
Like, there's something, I don't know, we're not experts at this, but less is more in any conversation. You don't have to tag everything that's said. Like, everything you say is probably somewhat funny, but it lessens it all as a whole. And she had to say something to everything they said.
was it bit bitty?
Yeah, bit bitty.
Like
bit
those are
bitty.
her bits she was trying to do?
No, that's true.
or-
That's true. That's
it
true.
wasn't
That's
bit
true.
bitty. It
It was
was
tag heavy.
Sure.
Tag heavy.
Tag heavy. Oh, yeah. U.S. slang.
I think just most of the, like when they go on other people's podcasts, I think the point is to be funny. So that's why you get like,
But it's exhausting after a while.
no, I just don't think they should do that on Rogan. I think that's okay to do on like
Yeah, okay.
Gas
Oh,
Digital.
We're in
but
agreement.
it's not okay to do on Rogan.
I think they are holding each other back.
I think they're probably not, but sure.
You think they're only succeeding because they're a duo?
No, I think they're probably doing great and they're, you know what I mean? They probably complement each other and I don't listen to them, so I don't know.
Well, Kim says she might like acting a little bit more than stand-up.
Which one said they didn't even like stand up? I couldn't tell the
I
difference.
can't tell which
sometimes.
one's which either.
Which one said during that conversation
I
that
think it
you're
was Kim. I
quoting?
think it was Kim.
That was Kim who said, "Actually, you know, I don't even like stand up."
Well, the significance of Kim and Sarah is they were the first regulars on Kill Tony. And there's no royalties or anything about that.
I didn't realize that they on Kill Tony started writing material together.
I learned that in this podcast. Mm-hmm. It was them. Actually, it
Who,
was
if you had to fuck one of them?
Kim, Sarah, and
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I would go the other way.
I find one of the things they do is there was like, "Mama's got to get shoes."
Oh, that's
like,
the
like-
worst.
Like it's just this. They're too wacky, too wild, and I think apart, both would be more sufferable.
You're the tiebreaker. What do you think?
I don't want to fuck either of them.
Well, if you had to,
Yeah, that's not the game, man.
gun to your head.
Let me see.
Okay, go on. Well, he
It was
looks at the
Kim,
pictures.
Sarah Weinstein, Alan Makovsky.
Oh, Ali Makovsky's the worst.
They all started together,
Yeah.
and they. I wonder if they missed the wave, or no? Now they come on as hosts. They sit on the panel.
What wave do you think they missed?
Well, someone can get a lot more traction out of Kill Tony today than then.
The one in
Oh,
the
for
flower
sure.
dress is the one I would.
What can I see?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's not even a question.
It's just the fact of the matter. The show is so much smaller when they were, and they were.
Oh yeah,
on every
Kill
single
Tony
show.
was nothing back in the day. Like it wasn't even it wasn't making people's careers the way it's making them now.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, having a tie-in with the mothership and stuff, that's a fucking
Of
it's
how
a big
this.
endorsement for Kill Tony.
They're on the Joe Rogan Experience, so I guess, like you said, they are doing fine. Never call someone a hillbilly. Did we get that out of Ozark? That hillbilly was
Which one was
worst
the
thing-
bad one? Hillbilly
Hillbilly
was the
is,
bad
yeah.
one.
Hillbilly's
They
the,
call themselves rednecks. They don't like to be called.
I didn't think she
hillbillies.
liked either, but she definitely didn't like hillbilly.
I think hillbilly connotates having sex with your kin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
With your kin.
Redneck just implies like working out in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Country folk.
when Kim was talking about how she wants to act,
Is it hillbillies and hillbetties?
it is now.
It's interesting. Not sure.
Kim, I guess through her therapist, thinks she sees everything one way and that's it. And through acting, she was able to see different perspective. And I think that would be that'd be a reason why everyone should try acting, or especially people who are stuck in their ways. No, you don't.
Acting is
Just
not
try
for everyone.
mushrooms. It sounds
not-
like the same outcome.
Not acting to become an actor.
Okay, I see what you're
just
saying.
do the process to sort of see someone else's shoes, or just
Sure.
if I don't even know how to act. So, then they talked about, someone got a phone call, very amateur. How
Someone
do we
got
get?
a phone call. I missed that.
And they said, oh, it's probably a scam call. And then they talked about these scam calls. How does they persist? Is it just like
How
a,
does they
a
persist?
phone that calls a phone? Or I forgot they talked about slang like finna, y'all, all these words. We don't have that much slang in Canada. I don't.
We have tons. I just watched
James
I just watched
Andrew Callahan.
Callahan in Toronto.
Yeah.
And-
Mans, Toronto Mans.
Toronto Mans.
Yeah.
That guy they're interviewing is hilarious.
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah. But they don't. We steal it all from British slang. That's what I noticed. Because all that Jamaican slang is the same. Like they even do that in Toronto. You know that.
Sucking your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Top Boy?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sucking their teeth in Top Boy.
God, please stop.
So, the scam phone calls have got to be, because every time you're like, maybe this is something, you're like,
What is
railroad.
so funny to me is somebody will phone up and they'll be like, hey, we're trying to sell you whatever, a credit card machine or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not interested. And they're just like, why aren't you interested? What are you talking about? Like, I told you I'm not interested. Conversation's over now.
No,
you
no.
know?
For them, it's like keep them on the phone. Keep them on the phone.
But
Ask them a question. Keep them on the phone.
They actually think that's going to work. Like the third time, I'm like, you know what? I could use some credit card protection.
And when they get off the phone with you, they go back to watching Wolf of Wall Street. What did I do
Yeah.
wrong?
I know
Sell the
from
pen.
selling,
I know. From being a telemarketer.
from being a telemarketer, it's just scam. There's sheets
yeah.
you're reading, and if they say this, you go to here, and it's all, it's like a choose your own adventure.
Well, it won't take long for Chat GPT to take that over. You're talking about how
Chad Japidi sounds like a telemarketer
Yeah. Hey, this is Chad Japidi
he
here.
will be the
from
one.
telecom
Yeah,
services,
Do you need your gutters cleaned?
except you have to do it with an Indian accent.
Hello, this is Chad Japidi.
Hey.
Have you had your ducks cleaned?
Oh, wait, sorry, wrong guy. This
Yeah.
is Chad Japidi.
Yeah.
You need your ducks clean?
Is a phone number as big a thing now? Because you can get contacted by Instagram, all these other.
Oh, you're saying is having a phone? When the whole year I lived in New York, I didn't have a phone number.
And you just communicated people on socials.
There was no social media then. It was only MySpace. I had Skype, so I could make outgoing calls, and if you had Skype, you could call me
Yes,
on Skype.
yes, I used to do that. Like that guy, you never asked him, how'd you get this number, buddy?
I did. I asked him
He
3
did.
times.
He
I
said
told you.
his
He said his friend, but he
did it,
couldn't
but I can't
divulge. Yeah.
divulge the information,
Yeah.
which is insane. That means his friend works for the CIA.
Well, it's super weird because most people email, DM, or whatever. Kim tells her assault story that got her verified.
Sorry, is this assault story or an assault story?
Assault.
She
She
got
got poked in the
assaulted.
vagina by a fake blind man.
And then she had to stop herself from, I guess she really fucked the guy up. the way
I
she
love how they.
described it.
I love how they did the whole like, oh, we can't really talk about it, but let's talk about it. Like she was like, can't really tell you what she did, but she knocked him out.
Yeah, no, it was annoying from beginning
Yeah.
to end.
It was, yeah.
They did, however, I guess because of mushrooms, we talked about a bit, the moon's just in the right place. The sun. Like,
Everything worked out exactly perfectly for us to flourish the way we have.
how...
It's a little too perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Really, if the universe is infinite, you think it's too perfect that it happened in one spot?
I mean, I guess
Well, according to the
by the
pastor.
same logic, it could never happen at all, right?
Sure.
If possibilities are infinite.
Yeah.
So
So it's the same 50-50 then, right?
I guess it's. Listen, it's weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. But Joe did make a good point. Like, look, if the moon is. No, because other things have moons too. It don't make no sense. But it's the perfect distance. The sun is the perfect distance away to keep us from being lit on fire every day.
I stared at it the other day.
Bad move, man.
No, it just had a wisp of cloud over it. And I sort of squinted. It's just amazing.
Pulled the
sun's-
Trump. He's like, I
What do
love
you mean?
Donald
You've
Trump.
never looked directly at the sun before?
Like that on a bright day? No.
Okay, well,
Sunglasses.
I have. Have you, Matt?
I try not to look at the
Then
sun.
when I was waiting for the train, then when I got on the train, there was that. What are you supposed to like help your eyes? You're supposed to stare at the sun. I think the Liver King told me that.
Dude, did you see? I don't know
Or
if
at
you
least
saw
he
it.
said so in his book, anyways.
Conan was interviewing, I guess this guy used to write with Norm. A lot of people thought it was a real clip. Conan was interviewing this guy that used to write with Norm, and he was talking about Jeffrey Epstein. And the guy that used to write with Norm was like, hold on, stop. We're talking about different people. I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein, the New York financier. And Conan's like, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. And he's like, no, this can't be true. He's like, I haven't spoken to Jeffrey in months. And Conan's like, yeah, you're not gonna speak to him because he's dead. He died in prison. Yeah. He's like, no, that can't be right. Let me get Ghislaine on the phone. She'll know where.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was a whole bit.
Yeah,
it was fucking incredible. But all the comments were people just like lighting him up, like this guy's a fucking idiot, dude. It's so fucking funny. I laughed my ass off.
Get Ghislaine
Ghislaine on the phone, and dude, Conan is dying laughing the whole time.
The moon photo. There's the phones that take. I don't even know what they do. They sort of draw a photo, and you think
It
you're taking a really
recreates
good.
an image of the moon. Yeah.
Do we need photos to be real anymore? Like, are we going to that way, or they have to be? Is this where NFTs come into play?
It's like you just
How did you shoehorn NFTs in there?
take a picture of Matt and it turns into like Tom Brady or something. Is that?
Yeah, we just are all living this.
Well, I think it matters.
This catfish
It does
life.
matter. It does matter.
I think it does matter.
I think it matters because we also think
I think truth is important.
truth is wow. Well, we don't even know what truth is anymore.
Well, I know that it's not Matt as Tom Brady.
I saw this thing the other day. I don't know how real it is, but apparently,
know that?
apparently criminals are now wearing a prosthetic finger ring. So it's a ring that you put on your finger, and it looks like another finger. And the reason they're doing it is so that should you get caught committing a crime and they have video or photos of it, it looks like it was AI rendered.
That's the 6-finger man. That ain't me.
Just add a tail.
No. You understood what I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, absolutely.
Simon didn't get it.
Oh no, I got it. I just thought it was funny that it would be a 6-finger man that would get you off.
And
No, that's not what. That's you're missing it. It's that AI can't make fingers, dipshit.
I get it.
No, you don't.
Okay, you're so dumb. I'm like
No,
above
you're not. You're
your
not
joke.
above.
I'm
You're not above
three
any
steps
jokes.
above
No, you're
your
not.
joke, dude. Your joke is so meta as a part of my joke now that you can't even figure it out.
First of all, it wasn't a joke. I was explaining something.
Yeah, I made a joke.
No.
You're poo-pooing on him.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to play the game. Yes, and
You want to believe in reincarnation?
I do believe in reincarnation.
No, he wants to
I
believe
don't
in
want
it.
to.
Yeah.
Because Sarah thought she was a housewife from the 50s. And I mean, who knows how reincarnation works, but I thought it was a bit
Further back, it's not just last week.
more of a turnover. I guess as long as they died before you're born, you can be reincarnated. I think that's the
But you
best way
can't
to
be
go.
reincarnated as somebody who's still alive when you're alive,
No,
right?
that-
That
you're
defeats
taking
the
up
whole
too much
purpose.
space.
I got reincarnated as Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So good. We all believe in reincarnation. Do you ever?
Brad Pitt got reincarnated as Matt Floyd. And
Yeah.
boy, was he
Yeah.
disappointed.
Fuck.
I
is
do notice.
terrible.
I will think about somebody and they'll text me.
You are psychic.
No, I know they're supposed to be texting me around this time.
Okay. Yeah. That,
I'm expecting a text from them at 4:00.
Yeah.
And when they text me, I know it's
Yeah.
that guy.
But
sometimes it's a few minutes early. Sometimes it's a few minutes late.
but they will sometimes call instead of text, and that's like
Do you believe? Okay, I'm going to ask
see
you
that
guys a couple of
coming.
things. Do you believe in the looking at the person? Like, do you ever feel like somebody's looking at you and then you turn around and somebody's looking at you?
yeah, that's real.
You think that's real?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
can
some
feel
sort
eyes
of
on you, yeah.
extra sensory perception.
Yes. Probably from when we were being chased by predators in the jungle.
So okay.
the glare.
Well, wouldn't that make sense? Yeah, you could. No.
Yeah, no, I think it would.
Can you put your headphones on? Your beard
Baseline.
is making the wildest fucking. There we go.
Baseline.
Cyclists on the highway, they've got to do something about that.
Psychos?
Cyclists on the highway.
Kamar treats this like
I think they should
he
just
treats this like a segment, like he's Andy Rooney or something. Like cyclists on the
know
highway.
what
We've
really
got to do
gets
something
my
about
goats?
that.
we should get rid of all cyclists, first of all,
And pedestrians.
and pedestrians. I agree.
They really.
If you can't get a car, stay in your house.
No, but
Yeah.
even when you're in a bus, and you think you're about to turn the corner, but then a couple lollygaggers come across the street.
Oh, don't get me
and all of a sudden
started
you're
on
stuck at a
buses.
red light.
Fucking buses.
That motherfucker doesn't know I'm already late for work.
The craziest is I have to turn through a lane of traffic to get into the laneway at work. And I'll turn be stuck with people coming at me, and the pedestrians look and see
I know,
what's
and they don't
going on.
stop.
Just keep
I've done
on
it a million
walking.
times there. Yeah, it is
Like
a nightmare
one day,
getting
I'm
in
just
there.
gonna drive over.
Well,
You didn't hear that here. Yeah, clip that out.
hiking. Do you guys like hiking?
I like being outdoors. Yeah,
The longest I ever hiked was 75 kilometers in 3 days. But I did it with a whole bunch of people. So it's
Is this a tree planting thing?
no, this is military school.
Okay. Oh god, it's a prison thing.
Have you ever gone on a crazy hike?
Yeah.
they told me if I didn't run 75, I was going to get mugged.
Yeah, all the fat kids couldn't make it.
We've
Chafing and stuff.
we've
like
done
that.
canoe trips where you hike a long time.
So you did
Kilometer to
25
kilometer.
kilometers a day?
Yeah.
I could do that.
It was like an exercise.
25 kilometers a day. You think you could do that?
Yeah. For 3 days, yeah.
You stop, you sit down, and it was all along the Niagara Escarpment. It was actually a really good experience.
So, I mean, you're forgetting that in my drunken days, I used to walk from like the market to South Keys drunk at 3 a.m.
Your people walked for 40 years.
Yeah, I think I could do it. This is just a white
oh,
boy.
you don't think? Oh, I think you could do it.
I think he could do
This
it.
guy likes to suck dicks. White dicks.
Because you're thin. If you're fat, I don't think it can be done.
Yeah, but I am not.
Chafing
So.
catches up on you. Do you guys notice how you're?
I think it's the leg strength that's going to be the problem, frankly.
This
You just-
fucking guy.
you just attack him. Yeah.
It's unreal. Like, yeah.
Slap him. Do you notice how your shoes wear
Yeah. At the heel.
at the heel? It'll be like that, just like that, or like that.
Yeah.
I think that's wild. Like how
You think that's wild?
like every time you take a step, just a micro,
Yeah. You just drag your foot
a
a little.
little bit of rubber comes off, and then after 3 months, it's
That's insane.
incremental.
You know what's crazy too is
You're gonna
like
make
how
fun of
your
me.
tires get flatter as you drive. All of a sudden, one day the tread's gone. Just incrementally, a little
Just a
bit
little bit
by a
more
little
every
bit,
time,
day
yeah.
by day.
aliens, Bigfoot,
Yes.
giant kraken.
Yes, let's talk about it.
What are those three? Which would you want to know exists?
Me personally,
let's
Bigfoot.
talk about it.
Second, giant kraken. Third, aliens.
It would be so insane if big oil vessels had to be electrified because every once in a while
Yeah.
this thing would come on
Yeah.
and they'd have to, and it would just go back to the.
It would be insane.
It'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
It would. Well, first of all, if things like that lived in the ocean, there would be no air or oil derricks. You know what I mean?
No, I do not know what you
What are
mean.
you talking about? They'd just be heavily armed. Heavily armed.
I think it depends on how many sea krakens there were. But like, look, we go into the oceans with abandon because there's nothing in there that can really do us harm. I mean, maybe a great white can bite you if you're out swimming, but if you're out in your boat, ain't nothing taking you down, you know? And then we go out there and we abuse. If there were things in there we were scared of, we wouldn't be in the ocean willy-nilly fucking shit up.
Well,
It's almost like the megalodon kept us honest, you know?
Now I'm just picturing a guy in a boat just floating there. Like, I'm just out here willy nilly.
Yeah, I'm just doing my thing.
Not afraid of nothing. Fuck this.
That sounds like the start of the fucking Kraken movie.
Yeah.
And then just
Look at me out here willy nilly, just minding my business. Kraken arm just comes up and takes the boat down.
dude, what a great rap name, eh? Willy
Willy nilly, yeah.
That's fucking good. Sorry, yeah, Bigfoot, go ahead.
Bigfoot, kraken, alien.
He
But
doesn't
am I
care
the third?
about
Am I the
any of
missing
them.
link?
No,
Matt
those
Floyd.
three.
Bigfoot, Kraken, alien.
Yeah, obviously, you don't care because you're so cool. But if
No,
you-
I about three mythical creatures. Yeah, no, I'm so cool.
I don't know if they all just mythical creatures.
Yes, they are.
I didn't like Joe's mermaid disparaging. He's like, big fucking deal. They're just a half fish, half man who
Can you
lives
at
in
least
the
meet us
ocean.
there, Matt?
No, if you can't fuck it, why do you care?
Who says you can't fuck
Yeah,
it?
who says you can't fuck
It'd
it?
be crazy, but
First of all, mermaids definitely fuck.
they were drunk and they're just walruses.
Really?
Really.
Where's the hole?
I mean, it's probably like other fish where you don't see the hole and you don't see the dick until it's time to use them.
It's clear here.
Figure it out, Matt.
Joe is afraid of water. I bet you Joe can't swim.
Interesting.
I'm sure you can
Well,
swim.
no.
Kidding me?
I bet
you
you
Joe's
he
like a
sinks like a
missile in
stone.
the water. No, I bet he's like.
No, he's like a fucking anvil. He just drops
might be
right to
true,
the
too.
bottom
He
of the
likes to-
ocean and then walks across.
He's
it
like a hippo,
this,
yeah.
and like the
He
Terminator.
likes the cold plunge.
Yes, he
because he
does.
can feel the bottom.
Feel the bottom, yeah.
But he's never ever gone spear hunting once.
Or surfing.
well, surfing. Missed the boat on that one.
He's
you're
never
out in
gone
the water.
spear hunting once. Well, have
Well,
you?
he's a hunter. No, but Joe's a
Spear
hunter.
fishing, yeah.
Okay.
No, okay.
No, Joe, he doesn't hide it. He says he's afraid of the ocean and we don't belong there. And you
This is
shouldn't
how
be
bad
there.
this episode was. The Kamara's just pulling at strings. Like, so would you?
When the girls broke, we want to do the smelling salts. So we broke out the fresh package. But then
Are you gonna hit it?
Joe goes to the bathroom and they're like, let's do it again. To what avail? No.
No, they did it again.
They did it again and they hurt themselves again.
Yeah.
And it just reeked of try hardness.
Try hardery.
Oh, I mean, we can all agree on that.
It was blatant try hardery.
Yeah, latent try hardery. Yeah,
And
I think it would be try hardness.
and
whatever you want.
to Simon's point, I would just like to turn this off. I don't want to judge them. I don't care about all this.
That's right. I don't want to have to say bad things about them,
no.
but I have to now.
It's true. Yeah,
Forced my hand.
You force my
I have no
hand.
choice in the matter. Yeah, I agree.
I love how they're talking about the Northern Lights. You
That
guys,
sounded like an ending. Did that all not sound like an ending?
No,
Like he was really wrapping it up.
yeah.
no way.
No, it's fine. If there's, hey, no, I thought it was short, but just the way you brought it all together there.
But watch
you
him
know?
scroll. He's
Yeah,
actually
oh,
going
no.
the wrong way,
Yeah,
which is
it's-
odd. Like he's going back over what he's already gone over.
Well, actually, a bunch of this stuff has come up already. in
Well, no, I
conversation.
would just say the words.
Northern Lights.
Yeah.
They're talking about the Northern Lights. You got to go to the north to see them.
This is like recurring. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
Yeah.
No. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? No. I think I saw them once in New Hampshire. You can't see the Northern Lights in New Hampshire, but I saw them.
I have seen the Northern Lights
Oh, right. And when you were in prison,
in Alaska.
in Alaskan jail. When you were at the Gulag in
Kim's-
Siberia.
Kim's father's a fisherman.
Okay,
And
now
she-
we're talking.
She,
Now we're talking.
Are we?
Yeah, we certainly are.
if I can get it, can I finish?
I don't know. Can you? We're all asking the same question.
Kim's
Can he get a full sentence out?
dad is a fisherman. Has numerous stories of seeing unidentified objects.
You are the worst human alive.
The worst.
Joe responds, I believe him.
Joe doesn't believe David Grush, but automatically believes Wineshank's
Third,
dad.
no, it's Congdon. Let's get the facts straight.
Oh, it's Wineshank.
No, it was Congdon.
Are you for real? I had such trouble telling these
Well,
two
Sarah
apart.
Weinshank's
You know
the
why?
one
It's
who's
'cause
been
you didn't
addicted to
care.
Adderall for 10 years.
Yes, I
Quit
thought
when
that
Brody
was-
died.
I thought that was the
and
one
at
who was
the
talking
very end
about
of the podcast,
Florida.
she reveals, "Oh yeah, I got locked up for 3 days in a hospital."
Yeah, psych
because I
ward.
lost like the psych ward. Just that was the meat and potatoes of her journey, her story. Kim brought a lot more to the table. What are we doing here?
No, don't gloss over the fucking seeing the aliens at sea though.
The aliens at sea.
That's
That's where you'd
you
operate.
would see a lot of aliens at sea. I agree.
Yeah.
with that.
100%.
What bugs me the most,
The Navy.
separate topic, is when, and Joe does this all the time. I mean, it's got to be a government op because why do we see so many of them around nuclear, whatever? Because that's where the radars are, asshole. Like that's where you're monitoring all the time because you're keeping track.
But-
in the middle of the ocean, there aren't radars, so you're not picking up all these fucking things.
Dial it back. They
Okay.
extend that then to go at satellites and their capabilities, and they had a satellite image that showed a pack of smokes, or I forget what it was they're looking at.
Totally. They had a satellite pointed at a certain target. Are those satellites up in the air blanket watching everything
know.
all the time? I don't know either.
I don't know either. I
But-
believe they probably are.
But listen, I mean, according to my sources, we're going to see some new videos pretty soon that are going to be like
You sound like the guy that phoned me the other day.
indisputable,
Who are your what
undisputable,
podcast?
irrefutable.
You think there's
Irrefutable.
some
It's
information?
one of those.
There's information about aliens that's coming down the pike that's going to be irrefutable.
if you believe in what you're looking at, it will
If
be
you
irrefutable.
believe in love after love.
which is harder and harder every day.
Life after
Whatever.
love.
Fuck, I don't give a shit.
All Sarah can add to Kim's story about her father. Jeff loves to talk aliens. I hate it when girls say they're.
Oh, she fucked Jeff. 100%. Listen, when you have sex with the guy, you can call him by the first name.
It's such a girl thing. To
Oh, no, I hate
call.
it. I hate it too.
And I don't know why. Am I a bad person? I don't even know what I hate. I hate it when girls say their friend's dad's name.
I'm telling you, when a girl calls a friend's dad by the first name, my initial thought is you fucked that dude.
Too casual. It's
Because
just too
otherwise, why aren't you calling him Mr. Wineshank or Mr.
Your dad.
Congdon or her dad?
But
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
doesn't
reeks
bother. It
of
doesn't bother you
fuckery.
at all.
No, it reeks of fuckery.
It reeks of fuckery.
It reeks of fuckery.
I hate it.
Literal
my pet peeve.
fuckery.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. The line's been drawn
Drawn in the sand.
right in the sand.
You can't come back.
Can't miss it.
It's there. It's like a moat.
Kim tried to get cloning talk going.
Okay, I have that written down right here. Dolly sheep. Again, I thought that was Wineshank, so
You're literally giving each one.
My
You're giving
thought.
5 more minutes to this.
how many years ago? Hold on.
How many notes do you have?
I'm going to pull it up. How many notes do you have, Kamar?
10.
5 more, 10 more.
Dolly the sheep.
20, 23.
Dolly the sheep
Was way back
What year?
when?
What year do you think that was?
1993.
1996, July 5th, 1996. They cloned a sheep successfully.
Yep.
We have not heard a word about
Nothing to see
cloning
here.
since then.
Yeah.
Not one goddamn word. Is that usually how
technology works? No,
our
no,
technology
Simon,
works?
it's not.
It
It's not.
isn't, right?
No.
It's like we invent the
More and more,
iPod,
they do
and then
this.
next thing you know, you have the iPhone 12 or 15
they
or whatever the
very
fuck we're
rarely
on.
make a discovery go, well, it wasn't
Good
hard as
job.
we
We did it.
We achieved it. We're
Yeah.
done. Heart transplant. Move on. Like,
Yes.
I'm telling you, there are sheep people out there. I'm 100% sure of it.
Well, but no,
Sheeple.
They talked about celebrities cloning their dogs. That's happening. I
Your
mean,
brother wants to clone his cat.
That is possible. You can do that.
It's the Barbara
It's
Streisand cloned
actively
her dog.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cloning exists. Why are we not cloning people yet?
Well, it'd be that stem cell sort of like we can't cross that line. This is what they would tell you. I'm sure they have frogmen in China.
And if they were going to clone Biden, why didn't they give him like a better clone?
Oh, I can't
Well,
wait.
the technology isn't that far along.
Oh, I
yet.
see.
That's why. That's the best you can do,
can't
Simon.
wait for the post show.
They're like, listen, what did you want from us? We gave. It's a walking human, asshole. Like,
And then they were talking about AI. Is that the movie AI? I thought the
Yeah.
movie AI was about the.
that was a Robin Williams movie, wasn't it?
No. I thought
about
it,
a kid.
Wasn't it a Spielberg movie
Yes.
where
Yeah,
it's a
that's the one.
robot,
Yeah.
but it's a white robot? That was AI.
Haley Joel Osment, yeah.
No, not Haley Joe Osment. What? We're thinking about different
You
movies.
think there's a Will Smith AI?
Yeah,
and there's
the
that
Will.
AI.
There are two AIs. There are two movies called AI.
two AIs. Two
What was the Will
crashes.
Smith AI movie?
That's with the white robot.
No, that's iRobot.
That's
iRobot. There you go.
iRobot.
It wasn't AI.
AI is the
You're
Steven
right, you're
Spielberg
right.
film.
No, no,
Why
no, no.
you get the big
iRobot
bucks.
is the Steven Spielberg film.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Look it up.
100%.
Kim sold us a silly story about a chihuahua coming in the air. So I can bring that to you, Matt, as a proud owner,
Oh, you may be
friend
right,
of a
Matt.
chihuahua. Have you ever seen Chico bust a fat
No.
nut?
He has no balls.
Oh, God. That's why he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Tarzan for sure, fuck chimps.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because chimp see, chimp do.
Yeah.
You were right.
Do you know how long it took me to train this monkey not to peel my dick like a banana?
What's that from?
To Chappelle. He was talking about how AIDS came along. He was like, I mean, someone had to fuck a monkey.
Oh, that's funny. That's something, physical discipline. You never hit Chico or
Fuck
something.
no. God, no.
It'd be, Chico, no, maybe, but that's for his
Have
own
you
good.
ever fucked a
He's running the
frog's
street.
face?
That was in my next note, Simon.
Well, great minds think alike.
But have you ever hit a dog?
I've hit a dog before.
So you
yes.
say bad, you
Yeah,
gotta do that.
they did something that I needed to let them know. I didn't like punch the dog in the face. I let him know that what he did was wrong, and I do not beat my dogs.
There should be.
That was a Rick James. That was a real Rick James
And I
turnaround
do
there.
not beat my dogs.
Yeah, I've hit my dogs a few times, but I don't beat my dogs.
What do you mean by beat? Kim was talking about how she was physically abused by her parents. I'm sure they really appreciated that.
Yeah.
Aired out on a podcast. But there should be.
Did you get spanked? I'm sorry.
I
Did you
did.
have something you wanted to finish there, Kamar?
I
Because
did.
it takes 25 minutes for you to get the fucking sentence out.
You win one movie game. I think there should be ad nauseum promotion of no hitting your children.
I hate
Just
you.
universally.
That's very progressive of you, Kumar.
Well, where does this violence that ends up in war, like at some place we've got to like stop.
Soft men make soft times.
Maybe that's
Did
the
you
problem.
get hit as a child? That was the more interesting
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Matt, did you get hit as a child?
Not a lot,
Spanked,
though.
yeah,
Not a lot.
for sure.
By both your parents or only by
Oh, my
one
dad was
parent?
big on it.
My mom slapped me across the face once because I told her to fuck off.
Yeah, because you're an asshole.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I hear you.
But I'm just saying, I can remember the one time my mom put
One
hands on
time
me.
I snuck into my neighbor's backyard and we painted ourselves white with house paint and then rolled in sand. I got spanked.
Kumar, is that it?
You guys remember Small Wonder? That's the only time I felt kinship with Sarah Weinshank is when she was talking about Small Wonder.
That robot show, I hated it. I hated
Of
it.
course,
what
it
you're
was
talking
horrible,
about.
but the one they were giving a hard time. I was
He's
like,
too
yeah, I
young.
know it. It had 96 episodes.
He's too young. He probably doesn't even know what today's special
That's
is.
right.
I don't know what
That's
today's
right.
special is. Counting loud and clear. Da, da, da,
Yeah,
da,
the chimp,
today's
the chimp
special.
face fucking the frog is.
Are you sure? It's today's special. Come join in the fun.
Yeah, and then it ends with today's special. Counting loud and clear. Da, 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 da,
I
da,
don't
today's
remember
special.
that. I don't remember that part.
Oh, it looks like you're the fucking one.
I
then.
guess so.
The chimp face fucking
Did
the
you
frog.
ever? Sorry, just one more thing before you get to the face fucking the frog. Did you, when you used to watch Polka Dot Door,
Yeah.
did you know that the guy was Pokeroo?
No, not at the time.
Do you know now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm well aware. Now that you're 40, do you know?
Do you remember Jeremy with the suitcase?
Yeah.
Like turning it
The little bear.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
amazing.
he doesn't know that.
It was French,
I don't.
though.
No.
You don't know Jeremy the bear.
Well, the way he said Jeremy with the suitcase was creepy as fuck. Let me just say that.
Do you remember? Jeremy was amazing. It was like claymation, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember Dr. Snuggles?
Woogie.
Love Dr.
Remember when they ran out of the water? The camel's humps
Yeah.
got all droopy.
Amazing.
The chimp fucking the face frog. I can't say
The chimp face fucking the frog.
is amazing. Use of technology. It's a fleshlight.
It's amazing use of technology.
Do animals rape, or is it just?
I
How
mean,
it made
hold
you
on.
business?
That is definitely monkeys using tools, right?
100%.
Without a doubt. That's actually more impressive than spearing a fish.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
It really is.
Yeah.
It
It's the most ingenious use of fucking your surroundings I've ever heard of.
just
I
think
imagine
The
that.
only thing that would be
of the
better would
frog
be
is
like
ribbit.
fucking a honey hole or something, you know?
I
ribbit.
imagine that the monkeys are like, if there is a god, he put frogs here so that we can fuck them and throw them in the,
Ribbit.
I wonder if
Then
they
one
like
day it's
do
just
they
not.
empty them out or do they just keep fucking them until they explode?
they must throw them
of
away.
They just it's one use.
Well, it's like the
there
way
are plenty of frogs.
You've come before, Simon. You definitely are like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I'm terrible.
but you clean out your
No, but you're throwing it in the ocean. You don't give a shit.
no. But
doesn't
you
clean his
out your
fleshlight, no.
fleshlight, you know?
No.
You don't just throw
That's
it away after
disgusting.
one use.
It's like you know what it's like? It's like an iron skillet.
Oh.
You don't want to wash it. You got to
That's
keep
right.
it seasoned.
Yeah,
Season it. Yeah, it's true.
Those videos on how to season your pocket pussy are disgusting.
What you want to do is rub a little bit of
Because
oil in
there
it.
are
Now heat it up again.
videos of how to season your pan.
Yeah, he's the funniest man in all
Funny,
of
I
above,
know.
He's
It's
too
way
hot.
above
Yeah.
comedy.
Yes,
Doesn't even
and-
understand how it works anymore.
Yes, and who cares about a mermaid?
Who cares about a
We all
mermaid?
care about
About a what?
mermaid.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, well,
I
you can-
do.
5 minutes ago, I do.
No, and that's crazy. There's a whole different race of human hybrid fish living under the ocean, and Joe's just like blasé. They're not in space.
It's because Joe knows there aren't mermaids. And I'll tell you why there aren't. Because what happened was this. Someone was fucking a frog's mouth. And their buddy was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he was like, "No, nothing. There's
It's a mermaid."
It's a mermaid. Yeah, there's a beautiful woman down here with a fish bottom." And I was,
Yeah, I imagine that mermaids don't exist. You're probably right, with tails. There are probably a group of humanoids living underneath the water, but they don't, they're just humans with gills.
and they're not hot.
Or pirates got
they're
really
hot.
drunk and had sex with walruses.
Manatees,
and
yeah.
just said,
Yeah, that's the
It was
That's
a
what I said.
mermaid,
Yeah.
boys. blokes.
Frog mouth.
that's the old joke.
Okay, this is done, Kamar. We're done.
Just one last thing. We will have AI companions. It seems crazy, but I would love to have someone to talk to.
Well, how do we not have AI pets yet?
This guy's
AI dog
hilarious.
is
He
coming.
has a phone. He has a phone in
Yeah.
his pocket with all his friends' numbers.
Yeah. But he wants
like,
to
I'd love
talk
to have
to a
someone to
robot.
talk to.
Yeah. Somebody
want-
who's not going to answer back.
Animal pets would solve the Marshall problem.
No, but really, like Tamagotchis were such a big thing. Kids love them. Adults use them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The little pets. So it's just like that, but you can actually play fetch with it. It seems like such a no-brainer.
Would we allow attack pets?
Ooh, would they have an attack option?
Yeah, of course.
You'd probably have to get a
Tamagotchi
license
Go.
for it.
Rip off his face.
It would be like a Tesla. You get downloads,
I give this
you
one a
could get
0.5.
0.75.
And I thought Joe said at one point they'll have robots cleaning houses, and I'm like, I have 5
Yeah, exactly.
right now. That's not coming down the pike.
Are you talking about your ladies?
Roombas.
Roombas, yeah. I got one too.
Your ladies.
Dude, one time Chico shit on the floor and I wasn't home and the Roomba was on. And the Roomba just made a mockery of the floor. Just spreading shit
It's like
everywhere.
a Jackson
And
Pollock
thinking
of
it's
shit.
just doing the best
yeah,
job.
it's like, dude, I'm
master.
clean. Yeah, look at me go.
Oh God,
It's
that's
like Brett's story. He put out all these mice trap, and then he just wakes up, and one of the mouse had like died in the trap, but not died. It had gotten up and walked away with the trap on it, with just this trail of
Oh,
blood
God.
bleeding all
Oh,
through the
God.
house.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I give this a 0.5. Really.
Yeah, I give it a 0.75. Your ratings make no sense.
Oh, we don't care. But thanks, Simon. Your ratings have never made sense.
Well, I was right on the money today.
Well, yeah, because you did the easiest, whatever. You know what? That's fine. That's an episode. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Don't forget, it is, what do we call in December?
Donate December.
Yes, it's Donate December. That's so
gross.
desperate. That's really desperate.
December.
Wait a second.
That's what we're going
sorry,
with.
sorry.
Sure.
That was
Desperate December.
That was a YouTube comment. That was a YouTube comment.
It is Desperate December.
Desperation
So if
December.
you want to help the show out, you can support the show for as little as $5 a month. Head over to patreon.com/JREE podcast. For that $5, you get the post show. It's the show we shoot the shit. You'll also get some old episodes of some stuff we used to do, maybe some new stuff that we might do, whatever. This, that, the next. Who cares? Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to you guys for listening. That's it. We hope you have a great week. We hope you enjoy your weekend. And as usual,
Keep your eyes open.